is it good morning, good afternoon, good evening? In short, hello everybody. This is Banter TV and I am Kalinda Shichinda right here in Indianapolis. It's Thanksgiving for us over here. Well, I guess past Thanksgiving, which is celebrated basically uh, the last Thursday, I think, of every November. Anyway, please join my able-bodied gentlemen on the panel. Shall we start with you, Chufia, just because you have an Arsenal jersey? Let's go. Do your
Or just because
vuvuzela.
I've got a national jersey, or
Yes.
or maybe because I'm your co-host.
And my co-host, and my brother, you name it. And my technical director, you name it. Everything rolled into one.
Yeah.
But right now, my focus is Arsenal. There we go.
Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us out of your busy schedule, Vane. We thank you and we appreciate your audience. My name is Chanda Chilufia, broadcasting live from Ontario, Canada. And we're here to discuss a lot of things that happened throughout the week. Fingi, I mean, it's as you can see, Bakazia is ready to roll, meaning that it's going to be a heavy discussion. And there's so much things that we need to unpack and explain and debate on. And of course, I mean, Arsenal jersey just to represent, the winning team. Timothy and IUPND, the winning team, where we're always on the winning team. So that's how it is. Over to you, Bakazia.
Wow, thank you very much. As usual, I'm Kazia Chanda from New Brunswick, Canada, former PS and former commissioner. And I would like to welcome all of you to this very heated discussion today. I'm not sure if my colleagues are going to keep up with the facts that have come out. More importantly, that they are backtracking on most of it. So let's see how the discussion goes, and I would want you to enjoy the role.
Yeah, Kutatanae. Did you say backtracking on most of the things?
Yes.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's important to put into context what Mr. Kazir is talking about. But we will get there. Right now, I think let's just because like my co-host actually says, we have lots of topics to go through today. So anyway, we are going to work through those. We'll recall back our 2 minutes through, and then you know what happens after your 2 minutes is up. Okay, shall we start with the first topic? And I don't think I would like to. I wanted to start with a song, but I've decided not to because.
Oh no, you can do that after the after
No.
the.
I wanted to start with the song those people are singing. Christians
Oh.
Lungu, but I don't want to be. I don't want to blaspheme the Lord
Look,
on this Holy Sunday.
it's in fact today is a Sunday. I mean,
Yes.
it's so fitting that an individual or an adult, I believe that gentleman is Cosmas Mumba. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think
And the Reverend.
You see,
Fube.
so he went on the podium and started singing a Christian song and dedicated to one Eddie Kalungu. Now we traditionally we have to know and understand that Zambians are Christians. Now, if you want to work on the psyche of many Zambians because they're Christians and try to relate a Christian song to Lungu, who was rejected. I think that's it's sort of like a miss there, because there's nowhere in hell or in heaven where the Zambian people are going to bring back Lungu. I mean, people like Avena Cosmos Mumba, they're worshiping him, you know, and even in the Bible, if you're a Christian, you know that idol worshiping is prohibited. Okay, so that's called idol worshiping. Yeah, you worship him because he gives you some sort of a check at the end of the day, right? Now, look at it this way: Omwina Zambia, aletamba. Okay, Omwina Zambia aletamba. Lembona balungu balefo okubwera, and then abantu bakwe balemuyimbira n'enimbo shakwalesa. Okay, ati have decided to follow Lungu. Kwe mulumendo tewayimbapo n'enimbo yaife kuba fyashibobe. Your own parents abakufyala wimbire vy'omuntu vy'owayishibwa just in terms of politics watamba n'okumuyimbira enimbo yafiya. That's a very wrong presentation. That's what I'm saying. Like, look, ababa ukwa tonse, it's a failed project. Just look at how they're behaving and how they're presenting themselves to the Zambian people. Because at this point in time, I think they need to create a different, maybe a different party, maybe. I don't know. You know? And aba mano, MPF, MPF. But I'm very surprised that everybody is dancing to the bandwagon and following that gravy train. You know, because we all know it's a lucrative train to follow. Even if it's compromised, even if it's what kula konka mofe, because it's a gravy train and everybody wants to gain something. And Lungu adores people who worship him. Sana. He's very, very happy when things like that are happening. He's very happy. I don't know idol worship. And this has been happening since Avena Bolusambo and all those people were calling him at me, I'm a bootlicker for Lungu. You see? Christians for Lungu. We know. That's why if you want to get money in Zambia, idol worship Lungu. I rest my case.
Yeah. Shall I come in?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
You see, this is where the problem is. Even when President Edgar Lungu is quiet, you want to bring him in something that he has not said, he has not done. On this one, I'm going to defend very, very, very vicious. He has never said you're not telling anyone to say worship. He has never said that. Where did he say that? If Cosmo, who is actually holding a political party for himself, chooses to sing that way, how is that a problem for you? And that how is that a problem? How does David Alon come in? The people, we know the leaders that are there in government, that have been worshipped for 23 years. There is no one who can say, he just even raise a voice. Even if he makes a mistake, nobody stands up to the president government in UPND to say, President, nobody. They are quiet, worshiping. Good for the president can stand on the podium and insult, and all of you will be praising. This is not a problem that the ECA has created. No. And by the way, if people say we're going to make an organization for this and that, how is that? Is it not within their rights? I presume UPND should have bigger things and better things to focus on than focusing on a group that comes and say, oh, and they don't have a room. How does that affect you? And by the way, you say like, oh, the Zambians are not Zambians are not gullible either to know how things are. If you do enough, but it's not in my view, we must be able to say this is not right. Let's see how do we enhance people's lives. What are the things that we should do? Not one more if I choose to be. Today, if I choose to make an organization, like, oh, I want to present it for a day. Why should people say, oh, no, it's my right? You understand? If I want to focus, it is my right. But when you start people go, no, who told you that you're the ones that should be able to determine who must say what? My view is that it has nothing to do with President Edgar Lungu trying to say, let's worship me. He has never demanded that people should worship him. He has never, ever demanded. The one who just like President H has not gone before where I was listening to Honorable Cornelius, where he started by saying, hey, one Zambia, one people, one, and that leader, you know, he used the unique narrative to talk about the current president and how he feels about his governance and that he must proceed beyond 2026, 2028 and stuff like that. It is his life.
In conclusion.
So in conclusion, the question of saying, oh, this is for Lungu, who is singing that song, we are just making an issue out of nothing, and we are promoting something we shouldn't even be promoting, in my view. I submit here.
Great. So, as much as we love to say that people have freedoms, let's also remember where my freedom starts or ends. That's where somebody's freedom starts. Now, let me bring in the man himself, Mr. Himwami Magic. Just tell us where you are joining us from for your viewers and fans out there. And of course, we are discussing Christians for Lungu.
Ndiku England, nili ku England, ndahila ku England, kwatontola, pesi ndibu yoga votu. I'm just okay. The weather is about the climate, the temperature is about 2-3 degrees. Basically home. Can I join?
Yes, you have the floor.
And talk about the Christians for Lungu.
Yes.
You see, the Bible is very clear. In the last days, we are seeing these last days, and these are the characters that have been talked about. To associate that coming back, to following, and I'm following whatever. That is the true profanity. You can't have each. There are the 3 political parties in Zambia. Each political party having Christians. Remember just imagine how the body of Christ will get divided. No, it's not just, it's unimaginable. Those
it's
people
blasphemy.
have got
It's blasphemy. It's blasphemy.
No, profanity. It's a profanity, not blasphemy. Profanity. Sachanda knows what I'm talking about. Profanity. Then you imagine in that church, Christians for Lungu, this man is the man of God. Oh, is it the man of God? The man of God has got congregants who are from different political parties. How would they feel? Like the flock for that man. I'm following Lungu. There are those that were happy with him, of course. There were those that were not happy with him, his misdeeds. Just how do they feel closer to that man, man of God? That man is a man of God, not a man for Lungu, please. Lungu is just a human being like anyone else. He goes to the toilet, ulasamba, he eats in shima. Come on, what is this about Lungu? Yes, but have you ever heard of Christians for HH? Why have we not heard about Christians for HH?
Because
There's something wrong about it.
Idol worshiping. Idol worshiping.
Yes, yes, in the last
Idol
days.
worshiping.
In the last days. And the worst part is they go public. Why can't they just go to his home and tell him? Why should they want me to know that they are going to follow Lungu? That is, instead of following God, they are now following a person. I'm a church, I'm a days. I don't know. No wonder in Uganda, Rwanda, the president now wants all men of God to have a degree in theology, basic understanding of what it is to serve God. You can't just wake up and say, even go in public, I've decided to follow Lungu. You know, as an individual, he has decided he's got the right, but some of these rights have been abused. He's abusing the rights of being a Christian. If God had him, that one, if God had him, and he's not the follower of God, the follower of Lungu. And is Lungu mentioned anywhere in the Bible that we shall follow Lungu? Lungu now. Lungu is just this man who is breathing hot air in a small room, making everyone uncomfortable.
In conclusion.
Yeah, I've concluded.
Right. I think for me, really, I'm not gonna add any of my opinions to it because for me, the whole thing was a circus. You had a reverend there who couldn't even, advise, his other, colleagues on how to conduct themselves. I mean, yeah, we are all Christians and we all have all these different beliefs, but let's put some respect to the name of God. That's a simple thing every Christian must do. Unless if somebody wants to add one or two thoughts to that before we go to the next topic, seeing as we have all these topics.
I think my only addition is that I think we must also differentiate that was not at church. It was at a political rally in Amacha. It wasn't at church where people were singing like that. No. Now, you see, these are personal opinions. Just like your opinion would be as good as mine. And when the opinions are different, what guides us is the provisions of the law. If the law says that your opinion is as good as mine, you must respect it and keep quiet about it. That's it.
Yeah, no, because I think some of these things, sometimes we need to we need to really come out and just be a human at the end of the day, because there's no way that you can be idol worshiping a fellow human being. Okay, we only know one God up above, and that's the only human that we all adore and worship and go for guidance, not your fellow human. Okay, so that's where the problem is. You cannot put your hands into a human being. You put your whole world. You put your whole world. You put everything in his hands.
But it is that person.
Oh, chakanya. When it comes to this kind of issues.
Abantu bali from different, and you see, as much as literally they can come as the cause of this. Don't use this word, but now we extend to another person who is quiet, doesn't say anything like that. That is why I'm saying it's wrong. But if you want to say yes, do not use that kind of words like I want to glorify a person instead of God. I agree. But when you say
people, let's look at it from the other angle. Why is Lungu not telling those people to say, can you stop? Listen. Why is Lungu not telling those Christians not to follow him? Because why can't he tell them? Why can't he tell them?
He loves to be worshipped.
Why? People,
Akwira
why
okuloba
is it
abantu.
that people? No, let me ask you. I'll answer it through a similar example that I'm going to give you. Why was it that when Cornelius was president 88 beyond 2030, he didn't tell him to say no? There's only a term limitation here.
Kyapusana na imwe nafotolera dda. Kyapusana na imwe. Kyapusana. Apa we're talking about religion. We're talking about religion.
President there at that press briefing? Was he there? For him to physically say, don't.
He was there.
No, but it doesn't matter.
Wasn't there, Bakazia.
It doesn't matter. We're talking about religion. Vakazia moneni tentikonkane bwino. Tureranda palia shia religion. Okay? That's what we're talking about. And if somebody uses religion or his beliefs to idol worship a normal human being, okay, just like him, if ida mu Bible balikanya chipingo chalikanya njere awe bane mwira don't idol worship somebody mamwe ine nganayi minana sana bakazia na libatemwa because he's a good man and stuff like that. That's different.
No
but
problem.
If I now start saying bakazia ni walesa bandi nkalaba pepa yeso
but nobody said
that's
that
different now.
Nobody said that nakula pepa lungu takwa alina ngumwana ndinifyo. That this decide to Congo. That in Kalapi, that's different.
Nyimbo ayimbire ilya. Why did he sing that song? Ile nyimbo ayimbire ilya. Kuimba kwisa nyimbo ilya. Ile nyimbo likwisa tuimbira. Tuimbira kuba. Tuimbira kuba nyimbo ilya.
Then that is a different case. If you are going to ask and answer, then it's a different case. Then I can say, okay, your answer is what is there because you asked and provided an answer. Which means
tulande. Asuke any question. Inyimbo ilya why ya ku change. Inyimbo ilya tuimbira ku change.
Let me answer. The mere fact that your answer is different from mine and you want to answer it your way, it is not going to change how I view it. And I can do it again.
You are an individual person. You are an individual. No problem with that one.
This is what I'm saying.
Yes.
I'm telling you to say. He said that. Do I support it? I may not support it. Well, that no, what I've just is to extend this to AECL. That I have said no. Because there are similar circumstances where even the current president has found himself in that people that blindly replace him even for something that is wrong and keep quiet. He calls on the podium insults. No podium. It is personal freedoms and choices. So for me, that has nothing to do with ECL. It has everything to do with Cosmo. That's what we can discuss about. I agree.
I have decided to follow Manu. I have decided to follow Manu. I have. Oh, sorry. Ah,
even if you're losing, it's follow Manu.
Oh my God!
Even if you're losing, kula konka chindo mlerusa.
Oh my God! Oh my God! For me, here's what I'm going to remind the Zambians. Okay, when you guys were being tear gassed in houses, those men who were wearing pants and shirts and you name it, they were nowhere to be found. When Joseph Zulu, when Mackenzie, when that young lady at Unza, when the prosecutor were being killed on the streets of Lusaka, those Christians were not there.
Even when Kungo was being killed.
Yeah. So let's just, as this
everybody that died, even Kungo himself, everybody.
Yes, everybody that died in that time. Let's not forget that. This just happened yesterday, So let's be careful in how we, deal with this, people that seems to be looking for the word for it. Manifesting in all kinds of, propaganda in trying to milk every little dollar they can get out of the former president. And I feel sorry for the former president because the man doesn't have any credible advisors to give him some advice. All these people that are surrounding, who is Cosmas Mumba? What does he have? What does he bring to the table? Danny Puller, the Reverend, he's finished. You know, and you name it. These young boys like that young man Sikalo who resigned from Ukwa, going to Tonsa now. They are only following where the money is. And who has the money? It's Lungu.
Kasakakandalam.
Yes, that's first
Saka
facts.
Kandalama.
That's first facts. All right.
If you are going to want us to face facts, that is not right. Those are allegations.
Those are facts.
No.
And I have facts to back them out.
How much were they giving?
You know, if somebody's child can go into court and tell the courts, oh, these 60 or 70 high-end vehicles were given to me by my father, and somebody's wife can give somebody's niece $400,000 and say, oh, that was a present for my husband, and somebody's other daughter can say, oh, I acquired all these millions from my father on a birthday. Somebody's other, come on now.
I have a question for Wachanda Kazia. Is that good image building for ECL? Those acts by those people, is that good image building?
According to who?
No, that's my question.
Yeah, but according to who? I want to know according to who.
The Zambian people.
Are you saying according to me or according to you?
According to the Zambian people, like
how can I speak for the Zambian people right now to say yes? I will say yes because there are people in Zambia that agree with that, and there are people like yourself who don't agree with it. So
there are people in Zambia that want to worship Lungu.
We have not done a statistics analysis to say how many. We have not. Right here, it is just that we are discussing it. But nobody has said, let's do a research to find how many people agree with that or not. Nobody. It's just personal opinions that we are giving here. How we feel. And then we want to generalize how we feel to say this is what it denotes the general. It can't be like that. So those things of saying, oh, I want our statement. It is you people that are opposing. Yes, you guys that are in the opposition, the UPND people, you don't like that. You do not want to see that. And then the people in PF and others that want to do it, they are okay with it.
Did you say we're in opposition, Bani? We are ruling.
I'm saying the people ruling. I'm saying the people that are ruling, you yourself that are ruling.
Yes.
But the people that are opposing you who are ruling like it. And that's the beauty of democracy.
Right. Shall we move on now?
Progress.
Turning back here, no, this topic will never end.
Me, I oppose somebody who's going. I oppose of anybody who is going to come out here and tell me I'm a Christian, I'm supporting based on a non-fiction idea. Forget it. Let's not use the name of the Lord in vain.
Yes.
To me, I strongly oppose. I'll die on that principle.
Yes.
I will die on that.
100%. 100%.
So with that being said, shall we move on? Let's do a little energy crisis update, which I'm very, very happy about. And I think this is what everybody of us should be really hammering on every day. I know somebody who loves Zambia on this panel so much that he will die for Zambians. So it was announced or disclosed this week. We have the Sampa brothers in Mporokoso who are building 200 megawatts hydro power plant in Mporokoso. I'm just thinking, like, if we had these 200 power plants dotted across our country, all 10 provinces, wouldn't that give us about 1,000 megawatts for our electricity? Gentlemen, I don't know where you have been living under the rock. I think to me that's the biggest news to have come out of Zambia. The Sampa brothers in Mporokoso with the 200 megawatt. I'm excited about that.
Actually,
Anyone?
I just actually saw it this morning.
Yeah.
I saw it this morning, and I was very impressed to say, look, um, we've a tendency as Zambians, we have a tendency of always trying to look outside for solutions or for problems, and but the solutions are within. We have highly qualified and engineers and people that can think within Zambia. But the problem is this: there has never been a platform or that government. What can I call it? A sponsorship or approval for engineers, entrepreneurs, and innovators that are coming up in Zambia. There's never been a platform for own local Zambians. So that's where we stand right now. But if you dig really deep, you're going to find that there are so many people out there that are very intelligent and that have solutions, actually, real solutions to solve Zambia's problem when it comes to energy and every other sectors. Okay? So now we just need a leadership, and we need a government that's going to look into people like that. Now, the
I
best
thought you
thing,
already had one.
the best thing that has happened is the current government has pointed out to say, look, these individuals have been running or doing all these, programs or experiments, innovations for many, 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 many years, but they've never ever been identified. Not until the president came in this current government. Mamon, this current government has said, look, we can no longer, ignore them. They've been knocking on the doors. Nobody was taking them seriously. But this government is saying, look, we want to hear you. Knock on the door and we'll open. So so those brothers are now have been, they were one-on-one with the president, and the president has given strict instructions. Okay, forgive me for 2 minutes. I'll be back. I'm going to end from here for now.
Can I
Mr.
come in there now?
Maja, you want to come in, please?
On a very different but same lines.
Mhm.
What happened to Professor Clive Chiro? Wachandakazi? Can you answer that question now? Professor Clive Chiro, mamuchitirenshim, wa PF.
Ranan.
Wa PF.
So how does Professor Clive come into this?
Okay, we are talking about professionals here that have got ideas that can solve problems. Then they come on board, and then you just shed some more light. I didn't get much about Professor
Ramaz,
Clive Chiro.
you see, it will be difficult for me to start saying what is done. Isn't it what has been done to us as well, professionals that are ready to support country? The same thing happened to them too. How many of us have been fired? 50 of us have been fired, all of us. So you can't be crying over that with spilled milk. It's a question of what do we move forward? Banks are about broke people with good ideas, and the people get fired.
You see, I passed through this shopping mall, Cosmopolitan,
Yes.
where I found a car, a minibus, and they said this minibus was designed by Professor Clive Chiro. And I thought to myself, this car looks good, just like Japanese, but we can't harness Chiro's things to bring that into Zambia.
But Ramacha, what you are saying is right. That's why I told you to say. All of us have been fired, and we've been recognized. For instance, I came here, I was recognized by the Chamber of Commerce. I've been given awards in the performance profession, whatever. You saw that. But is my country still appreciating me? No. I'm here. I'm making serious. Everything why I do 2 days I do it. Private sector, I'm dealing with a lot of things, improving performance systems, things that I was doing in my country. I'm doing them here, and they're making the impact. But do anyone in my country care? Nobody. You understand? That's unfortunate. That is what has been created to date. So it's not just about the previous government that we must talk about waiver and reform. Even the current government. Okay, let's say we were so bad, we messed up, everyone was messing up. What about now, the last 3 years? What has happened? 400 people.
No.
Seated at cabinet.
Let's come back to the topic.
That's why I know I'm coming back to the topic. I was just trying to answer my matter to say professionals get dumped in Zambia and they run elsewhere where they're treasured.
Okay. No, I hear you, but the thing on the thing on power, that 200 megawatts of power, it's a commendable job. We need to pray about it, that it should come to fruition, and many more such projects should get there. If there was a way of Christians starting to pray, they should pray for a situation where people like these brothers are encouraged. We need to have more of such things.
I agree. I totally agree with that kind of view. And you see, for me, I've been a person who has been, even from the time that I worked in Matter, you know very well, I am a promoter of government of Zambians. Zambian first.
Yes.
When I worked, you saw that anyone who messed up with a Zambian, I dealt with them. I didn't like it because I know how other people treasure their own nationals. And for
making
me,
Zambia
our own nationals is what is there. And in fact, we finance these people. We finance them for not just one project, maybe 4 or 5 projects that they should be running as Zambians. Not CEC who owns it. And they are making money, and the money is capital flight. Any Zambian who is in power to do something for our country, the money stays in the country. He develops further in our country. Anytime a foreigner comes in the country and invests, you just pay the taxes and pay people money through jobs, and they just hand to mouth. You just pay them enough to eat, but never anything for investment. So we all start to work for them. They make money and externalize. And then after 10 years, we go back to see 10 years of someone having worked in the private sector. What do they really own? We find they own nothing or matter. If they're land, they even have a piece of land they can point to say new quarter. They would work, learn system, and always implement for others. Now imagine that people that have started in Mporokoso, it is so wonderful.
Wonderful. So let's bring in my Lozi husband here, Dr. Liswaniso. Good afternoon, Doc, and welcome back.
Hello, everybody. It's good to hear some of the our wishes and our dreams for our mother Zambia. But
yes, I'm excited about this 200 megawatts in Mporokoso by the Sakala. Did I say Sakala brothers? By the Sampa brothers.
Yeah, that's a very good thing. We should encourage those type of projects. Actually, it's only recently when I realized that I didn't realize that we have quite a lot of privately owned power companies in Zambia. I didn't know that. I was just thinking that it was Zesco. Actually, one of my friends owns one of the private power stations in Zambia. So we have those type of investments, which is very good. And I think we should encourage Zambians to own this type of life-changing investments in our own country. That's very good. I wish more people can do that, go into that type of investments.
But how do we encourage our own to own when so many of us don't have, the mega bags?
Yeah, the thing, of course, we have our government, for example, our current government has established the what do they call it? The Ministry of Medium, whatever they call it, medium scale industry, whatever they call it.
SMEs, yeah, medium,
Yes,
small
Yeah,
businesses.
who have pushed that responsibility to the CEEC, who are
yeah.
overwhelmed by
See,
applications, and they're only
see,
CEEC
yeah,
only
yeah.
getting a tenth
It
of the
is,
national budget.
it is working. CEC is working, and I'm one of the beneficiaries myself. I'm in Canada,
Oh,
but
I need to have a private conversation
yes.
outside this forum.
Yes. So I know it's working. I'm one of the beneficiaries because my sister has gotten 2 loans right now from CEC. She has paid them back. She's now on the 3rd loan from CEC. So it's working. And I'm one of the beneficiaries in the sense that I've stopped sending money to my sister now. I used to send money almost every month. She's very independent now. For the past 2 years, she's very independent. My sister, Kazia knows my sister. Chanda Kazia knows my sister. They talk. My sister is an independent woman now since UPND came in power through CEC. She's got 2 loans. 90,000 kwacha at the beginning, another 90,000 kwacha. Now I told her get more, but she's so scared. Because I said, no, just get more. That's the way you grow. But she got 90,000 kwacha loans from CECC. My sister.
That's good. That's a good testament. I mean,
I am.
Those are issues that people don't know.
Yeah.
People think that the CEC doesn't work.
It's working.
There's that cry in that
because
narrative.
very few are reporting about the successes that they're getting from there. All we're hearing is, I applied for a loan, I haven't received one.
No, when you pay back, the problem is, I think there's quite a number of people that are not paying back. They are not like my older sister. They get the money and they think it's free money and they don't want to pay back. But the people that are paying back, they encourage them to pay back. When you finish your loan, when you pay back your loan, you have another access. You have that trust or whatever they call it. So you are a low risk person. They have to encourage you to get even more than you got previously. So that's what is happening. My sister is now a landlord. So she's expanded her house in Kabwata to put boarding houses. She has 17 students in her yard through CEC. So she's doing very well now, and I don't send money to her anymore.
That's good.
That's a success story of CEC.
Right.
And I know there are quite a number of people like that. She's quite a number of her friends. So we are encouraging Zambians to go into this to be self-reliant under the new government. Before it wasn't like that, I think.
Maybe I can contribute that. I was a board member for CEC myself, and I know that it was working in that manner. Only that the capacity has just increased. It used to be like that. It has always been like that. From when it was in investment center, then that is what it transferred. It was Zambia Investment Center, then transformed into CEC. There's an act of parliament that was there. I was a board member, and we used to review how many people are getting money, especially when fish farming came in. Most people who started fish farming got money from CEC. The capacity, yes, has improved in terms of the resource allocation to CEC.
Hold on. Say that again.
I'm saying the capacity and the financing to CEC has improved. They've increased the financing to CEC. But it used to be there. I was a board member myself, and I have board reports which can show to what was there. So it used to happen, but this time the new don has increased. So it used to be there, it has just increased. Then under CEC
but it's working better now with the new Don government.
It's
working better in the new Don government.
You see, that's why the problem comes. But yeah, let you and keep quiet.
Hey, I'm quiet. Just speak. You're free to talk. You're free to talk. You're free to talk. Can you just tell us information on Mwarat Pera?
Yeah, information. Information on Mpera is so. CEC has been there. Now, abantu here. People were getting money and people were starting. Most of the people that started fish farming were getting the number from CEC in different provinces. The new dawn came and increased the allocation to it, which is a good thing, by the way. It's not a bad thing. But what I don't subscribe to is like, oh, look, I am Bokchitika CEC. It improved, which is a good thing because every government that comes, you must see improvement. If we don't see improvement, like we've not seen in the mines, then the problem comes.
Yeah, on power production.
On power, I have always seen that's
no. I want to say something. Oh, I
thought you were asking me.
No, on power production.
Which power?
Are you aware that every sugar factory produces power? And if there could just be a deliberate arrangement where every sugar factory is empowered with more monies to have more sugar cane, more production, so that more power is produced.
Maybe I should ask you want to, who should empower them?
Even starting from us.
Yeah, but who should empower them?
Even us people can.
Here's the thing. What Ramasha is talking is a very good point. But just to answer your question, Ramasha. At the end of the day, is this: the current government is actually looking at the plight of the Zambian people.
I am asking who should.
No. Let me go to my point, and then we can discuss. But time PF CEEC yale bombera fikuli bali yabako ati bachipanyi. It was only allocated. It was no. Those are facts.
No, come on.
Those are facts. Those are facts. Okay. People who only benefited Muli CET.
Can we have one person at a time? Let's mindful of our viewers.
Chair, I beg that we didn't start digressing. When we start to talk about things that are progressive, we digress into starting to attack each other right here, right now.
Okay. Let's go to progressive things now. The progressive thing is this one. The progressive thing is this one. Chair, do you know that Navachanda Mumfikisha Bwinwapa? Ilia Sebo consolidated farming, sugar factory, Sebo Namwishabate? Hello?
I know about Sebo transport. Where is that Sebo?
There's sugar. They have Kafue sugar. The power that they can generate can be enough to power Nampundwe mine, KCM. Can you imagine? Are you aware about that one?
No, me, I'm not aware about that one. Tell us about
yes.
it.
Yes.
Tell us more.
That's the question. Who should empower these companies?
No, but these companies did just come up now. They've been existing for many years.
My question is that who should empower them? That is the question. If we go around.
That's why there's been a deliberate move to open up all these ministries, like the SMEs, like the Vayamba, I forget his name. So all these things that coming under that umbrella. So now we're starting to identify our company. But before, here's the thing. All these companies were there, and all these individuals and innovators were there. Ninshi Lungu taba
How does
perena.
that answer my question, Vacha? Who should empower them?
Let me answer your question real quick.
Yes.
The government of the day has to come up with policies and investment ideas bring it to our local citizens, period.
But do you know that
and
these are
low
private
interest
sector
rates.
companies? Some of them are on stock market. Why are they not selling stocks? The problem with government empowering private companies, it are skewed towards the moment you empower them, when they make money, they move to something else. The money doesn't trickle back into government. Mumo know what has happened on Mirimi. Government came up with a very good idea under this UPND government, and we were discussing with Wadani that you see what these guys did. Government saw the problem that let's offload their matava to these millers so they can produce and reduce the cost of milling. What do these guys do? The moment they took the government money, the government subsidized milling, they exported. And the market was never responded because that is how private sector works. It's profit. When you make profit, the shareholders get the money. So I want to yes, I know when the government use this or creating different Industry Development Corporation, IDC. Why can't those vehicles of investment be open so that whatever revenue is coming should come into the government? Maybe we contract the management system, or maybe we do a shareholding where we are probably the majority and let those people manage. We can make money through that. Another existing ones, Zambia Sugar, you give them money, the whole money goes. Zambia Sugar is on stock exchange right now. It's just going to raise the shares and stuff like that. And ordinary Zambian will never buy such a share. And after the dividends again, they get the money and they move on. So empowering, yes, but I think it will be a challenge to empower the private sector. Maybe like Kalinda is saying, we open up with policies that allow for more private sector participation, especially Zambian driven private sector participation, with right incentives to them. Maybe tax rebates, maybe the VAT which is just localized to our people. Those things can be able to help our people move forward. Otherwise, this 200 megawatts for me is a very good opportunity for us to start empowering our Zambians. I submit, Chair.
All right. Any last minutes before we move on to the next topic?
Yeah, just on the energy part, that's a good move for the brothers to actually have, brought out an original idea, all right, an original innovation. I think the person I was trying to talk about was by Felix Mutati. So they fall under that umbrella. So people like that, they need to be encouraged. Like so many other Zambians. Like there was one Zambian actually, like I think 2-3 years ago, he built a mini hydro right where he lives. He lives at a place where there's water, like just water, like it is. He built a mini hydro from the water that's flowing. He built a mini hydro and it was powering his house and it was powering our neighbors. Small little thing. Mama. So, but there's so many.
About that guy in Northwestern Province, right?
I think I forgot, but probably yes. But there's so many people like that. Okay, so many. Now you can imagine if you had to bring all these brilliant minds together and put them into one platform and say, hey, can we do something big? All right. So those are the things I think we need to start thinking as a government, as innovators, as everybody. Like somebody's got this idea, somebody's got this idea. Like that's what I was saying. Like, look, the idea of taking building a canal from the northern sector to bring it, it's a good idea. But to me, I was saying, look, why don't we just land where the resources are? I mean, if we got so much water in the northern sector, why don't we just build mini hydros there? That's
right.
It. Right?
Right.
Why don't we encourage farming there? right? And there was a team actually talking about farming. The president has actually, sent a team of 5 provincial ministers in the Northern Circuit to go and study the landscape so that we know what kind of crops can we grow, what kind of animals can we bring. The Northern Circuit from now will be the hub of agriculture in the next coming generations. And it starts by people that can go there, implement certain policies, implement certain ideas, and drill the locals to say, look, tie tutampo kulima. And how are we going to support you? We're going to support you by providing with more inputs. We'll provide you with animals. All right? Instead of ukula mafena kalukaso, twala mipere, twala kupere ngombe, watampo kulima ne ngombe. So these are the ideas. In conclusion, the government is on its toe, and it's on its on its A game. We are going to see a revolution of agriculture in the Northern Circuit very soon. And I can tell you one thing, very, very, very soon. Thank you.
All right. So while we're talking, I think just to give a few highlights here, I just put out some projects from the Ministry of Energy. So the following projects are either under implementation or have had feasibility studies done and reviewed. Okay. One, we have the 50 megawatt solar power project in Kafue district by Wendit Group. I guess these are private companies. We have 16.8 megawatts Chipili and another 6 megawatts Chilongo hydropower project by Virunga Power. Then we have the 175 megawatt West to Energy Power project in Chongwe by IIBDG Engineering. And there's another 25 megawatts hydro or solar hybrid power project in Kawambwa by B&W Consulting Limited. Then we have an 18.3 megawatts. This is a hydroelectric project in Imwinilunga by Synergy Contracting Zambia Limited. 30 megawatts Wamba Hydroelectric in Kafue. 72 megawatts in megawatt Chamana coal-fire project in Sinazongwe. 50 megawatt solar PV power project in Sesheke. 250 megawatt Maposa solar power project in Wansha. 12 megawatts. So these are all coming 300 megawatt solar power project in Serenge. All these by private companies. So I'm looking at a total of almost 20 here. So we're going somewhere in electricity. Shall we now move to the next topic, which is...
I want to ask you a question. Something you've not done.
What's your question, man?
Has government stopped exporting power?
Has government what?
Stopped exporting power.
Nobody's exporting power anyway.
They are. Okay.
All right. Shall we now move on to my goodness. Let me clap for our Zambian government. Finally, we have free Wi-Fi at Intercity Bus Terminal starting this past week, and more public markets to be connected to Wi-Fi. It's a reality, people. It's not a dream. The new dawn yet again delivers. Gentlemen, let's start with the man who's been too quiet. My lousy, handsome husband, Dr. Danny. Your comment. Free Wi-Fi is a reality now.
Oh, yes. This is exciting. And I think it's just going to get better with time. Remember, we are one of the countries in Africa that has been chosen, or that has been accepted by Musk's Elon Musk experimental internet and Wi-Fi stuff. So it's just going to get better and better. And to me, as somebody that has seen these Wi-Fi setups, basically it's something that is not very expensive to maintain, because you only have one time investment.
Okay.
And then there's maintenance is basically there's none, it's zero. So once you install it, it's basically a fixed cost after that, which is very good and with very little maintenance. I actually encourage some of our colleagues, for example, some of us in Diaspora, we can easily assist our former schools in the rural Zambia or whatever by just getting some of these internet Wi-Fi, what do they call them? Wi-Fi hubs or something like that. With the telecommunication, what do they call them? Telecommunication masks, whatever they call them in Zambia, being spread out in the country. It's very easy, really, to set up Wi-Fi spots around the country, and the government is doing a commendable job in that aspect. I think there's one, of course, at the airport. I know that I used it at one time. At Lusaka International Airport, there is one, and I think most of the airports in the country have Wi-Fi setups. Now we are going into public places like the markets and the bus stops, which is very good. And I hope schools, secondary schools in particular, are also following the trend to avail this very necessary service to their students. It's important to have that. So kudos to the government for that.
I hear the password is UPND. I hear the password is UPND.
Oh my God. All right, Mr. Mata, your comment on this public Wi-Fi, which has now become a reality in our markets. Your comment.
On a lighter note, I hear that the password is the UPND. That's a lighter note. Now, information is power, and most information now is in soft copy. Sometimes you don't need someone to tell you physically. They may be just very selfish with it. But when you go online, you find it. Someone comes from another country, Zambia, first time. He wants to book maybe Yango, Salabashan. That is power. Business. It's connectivity. The world is a global village now. It helps in people sharing ideas and information.
Somebody's listening to themselves. Who is it?
Hello?
All right, go ahead.
So we are saying that with the connectivity of Intercity, with network Wi-Fi, if it can also be possible for that same Intercity to run 24 hours, not a situation whereby 20 hours no bus can leave, 20 hours no bus can come in. 22 hours? We need things to move. Wi-Fi is there throughout. So why now restrict the operations of Intercity to just a section of the day? It's not fair. I yield.
Great. Our beloved PS, your comment on free Wi-Fi in our public places.
Don't comment on the password. Don't comment on the password. Don't comment on the password.
I know that you're just joking, so I wouldn't comment. So the only, first of all, it's a very good achievement if we can make it. But the only thing that I would have loved is if this was going to start with all the schools in our country, all the schools having free Wi-Fi, free internet. There is, regardless of where they are. rather than the market and all these shopping malls. I don't think that for me it would have been the starting point. The starting point would have been our education institutions. For instance, in the rest of Zambia, making it so strong because the internet over there, you find students seated on there's a certain place near the main building where you would find students sitting, and
Where Monk Square.
Yeah, near Monk Square. That is where the internet is strong. So people students leave their rooms to go into these open spaces where they think the signal is strong. So I would have loved that we start with the institutions, all the public institutions, first of all, probably within Lusaka, even in home, Lusaka Trades, Lusaka Business and whatever, University of Zambia, we go through all these, even the private institution, so that the kids can actually have a bit of more access, because in that way you can even lock a few bad sites so that the focus is more on the education part of it, and then we transition these education programs to now provision to the public in terms of the city and stuff like that. So for me, it's a good thing, only that I would have loved it to start with all the schools and making it sure like that, because I know that if it's just in public spaces like that, the schools have to pay. Most of the schools are paying from the same grants that government is giving them. Now imagine that it can be provided free for the schools. It also even deals with the government, saving on its kind of revenues on some of those programs. Otherwise, the principle in itself is a good one.
Yeah, on the aspect of it coming to schools, we also need to revisit one school regulation that says no people should have a phone. That one is I don't know. Imagine there's network in school. People.
No, you know why? Because the schools in our Zambian scenario, the school internet systems are not regulated. Because if you look at certain sites from being accessed at IP address level there, even if a child has a phone within the school, they will not be able to access bad things. You open so much of
no, the thing is about it doesn't matter what is it, but what the child should not just have a phone. That's the problem.
That way, if you guys, that is why the children should not have phones, but they should have computer lab. You understand? That is where because if we are able to say there's free internet, meaning that at a certain level of education, for instance, we're saying, I didn't say primary schools. Maybe that is where I should have made clarity. I'm talking about all these maybe secondary schools starting at probably grade 10.
Even teachers at primary school need the computer.
Yes, but you see, you can limit that. But what I'm saying is, imagine colleges, University of Zambia, where we're talking about. How can you even think about people not having? Imagine Lusaka business and whatever taken to college. Imagine you're talking about University of Lusaka. You're talking about Zikas. You're talking about Evelyn Hall. You're talking about NIPA. You're talking about this. Why don't we focus on these as centers where these strong internet, perfect internet systems must be able to be? Because then we will know that at least half the time our students can make use of that to get the right information, and also even go online lectures and stuff like that. So that is what I was just thinking.
Good
I do
question.
believe that. Just sorry about before you come in. I do believe that when this deal with Elon Musk was signed, one of its cornerstones is to provide internet service for schools, especially those in the rural areas. There is a component in that deal, and I know for a fact that some schools in Southern Province are already receiving this this development. I could be wrong, but I believe when the initial deal was signed, schools in rural areas were part of the deal, and there are some schools that have internet services in rural areas. Okay, back to the
That is actually what I wanted to say. Elon Musk's project is earmarks learning institutions in Zambia. That's number one. That's why we signed up for that thing with Elon Musk. So, it's really, that's what Elon Musk is doing in Zambia. He's bringing internet and Wi-Fi in all the schools. That's why we signed up for that. And just to clarify the reason why we have it at Intercity Market and all this, Intercity Bus Stop. This shows again the freedom that the new government has brought in. The revenue that comes from some of these institutions, there's a committee that looks at it. And these people are empowered to say, from the money you are getting, how do you want to improve your facility that you have? And this is what you are seeing now. It's the freedom and the what can I say, the transparency that the new government, new Dawn government has brought into some of these institutions. When you get revenue from those travelers or people that do business at Intercity Market, they are asked the taxes you are paying, what do you want these taxes to be used for? And these are some of the suggestions those people that pay taxes at Intercity have suggested that they want. And so why not provide it to them? Because that's what they want their money to be used for. So it's not something that the money that's just coming from the central government and coming to do what. No, it shows the autonomy that the Intercity Bus Terminal is now working under. They're given the freedom and they get the revenue and they're told, what do you want to use this money for? And that's what they've chosen to do.
Brilliant. I think let me come in on this one. So we've spoken mostly on the internet and how it's provided, but let's take a lift from other countries. In other countries, when you went at an airport or at a major station, you have free internet. The reason that is done is because they don't want people to be stranded, and you want business to be put on hold. Now, if they've identified Zambia, us ourselves, we've identified, first of all, the major stations like Kulima Tower or maybe Intercity. Intercity should be a major place where all the buses, trains, and everything come in. Okay, if it's properly designed. Okay, but that design was designed way back in the 60s, so of course the infrastructure is very old. But here's the thing: we've now introduced it there as a litmus test. So for every Zambian that is going to buy Intercity, what they're going to say is this: I will not be stranded if I want. I could invite to holiday. Okay, go after buying Intercity to me phone, and then all of a sudden, maybe my phone is not working or something. Quit the internet. I'm able to access internet and WhatsApp my uncle. Say, no, I've arrived, Nifika. Okay, so those are the issues that we need to look at in terms of the advantages of having it. Second advantage is businesses, buses, travelers. They're able to track. So now we'll be able to know, like, look, if bus here and delay at 7 p.m., I'm able to see on my phone. We create a certain an application, a transit application. Yeah, at 7 p.m. bus here so and I've got it on my phone, and I'm there seated. I'm waiting 10 minutes before. Now, oh no, the bus is about to. And then I go to my bus. These are issues that we need to start. Why don't we start living kwa tabazungu? Chichara tukanya. Zambia twalichula sana.
I refuse.
I refuse that way.
for us to be well off or better, have a good lifestyle, is to live like Abasungu. That I refuse.
I do agree with you. I do not subscribe to that.
You're not grasping what I'm trying to say.
That is no matter. Yes, I think you should do that. How can we? We are not saying we can live within our system, just improve our system. Then mean we have to within our systems, we can live the same way. It's not that was saying that what is good, for instance, to another people, yes, like you nice to put it, which I agree with you. Because abantu baisho the easy coming bayama norukwa balefika abasungu tebenda norukwa benda beka. Understand? Bayama norukwa besile ku Christmas mukuntangalira. It's a good thing that you get to my house very fast. But when we start to think about what they need, and just maybe to share for the sake of sharing with you colleagues. This is a good system, like you're saying. Yes, my view was just saying, okay, we should have gone probably aggressive in terms of covering the entire country with the schools and with the colleges and universities across the country. But also, you can still get there. It's a process that we start from. We had a sample of how this transport system was going to work with the Livingston terminus, which NAPSA made. Actually, it was based on that. It was like one of an airport. You can buy the ticket online, you get your luggage checked in, you get your time bus, the bus is tracked Toma all the way into Lusaka. The NAPSA bus terminus in Livingston was a model that was coming to start the same way the transport system is either in London or even here in Toronto when you're doing long distance traveling. That model was started. And that is also the same model that was started in terms of the marketing. The Livingston Mini Market, which was commissioned at the time, because I was heavily involved with that, I saw how that unfolded, was to start the same moment market. He can actually do a mobile transaction. He does a transaction, the money hits the account, he gets his stuff, but the money will be actually going straight into the mobile money account. So I think on some of these things, it's a good idea that we just work around them and strengthen them and start. Lusaka Intercity terminus is in a mess, even now, because it is too small. The volume of traffic has greatly increased. Maybe it's a high time we need to find a place where we can expand and do a brand new model intercity bus terminus, which would be able to accommodate a number of people that are there. If you see, it's just a crowded place. And that is one of the things that you find that cadres took advantage and started abusing people and harassing people. And it wasn't the right thing to do. It was a bad experience. And I think it hasn't changed much in terms of people sitting in the bus and waiting. So for some of these things, we need to just find a better place.
In conclusion.
So in conclusion, I definitely support the idea, but I don't support the idea of wanting to live like our children.
You don't support what?
I don't support the idea that we work like our children. I don't support that.
Monet, I think my words have been misconstrued. For national,
please correct us before we
correct us.
Yeah, before we
okay.
Use us.
Here's the thing. Fube na Zambia for Twaikara kwati, the way it's been designed. Like, look at Intercity. Intercity, when was it designed? First of all, okay.
27 Sengere Loko.
Maman. So we need to think ahead. Maman. Internet is just one thing, but look at the infrastructure itself, and look at the system. Because Opobai Vikira Parapa Intercity, where it is, buses come in, and then Kuliakwalibana railway system. Okay? So if we actually had to bring in, I'm going to challenge this. I'm going to say it right now. Our own local engineers, architects, whoever, to bring up a new intercity that's going to combine both road and a railway system. Okay, a new design for that place, because the way that it was just designed by, you know, and it's been like that for the last whatever in 19 pandemic on. Okay, and me, I'm telling you, because I was living like 10 minutes away from there, so we used to go there all the time, and we would see Mwafika in the city. There was land everywhere, and the buildings are start coming up, and I was thinking to myself, like, look, what about Kunova Sungo? You see the way it is. Like, the reason I was saying is this: Kuno twalikwata underground systems, nama underground trains, nama underground whatever, and all that stuff. But everything is combined, right? You can move. Train, you know, it's well organized. Okay, we need to reach at the level area. But before we reach that level, we need to look at intercity. Intercity, ilingira baitoba, baipanga fe bwino, in the sense whereby nka train ile modern train, not train ile ichakalechi. You know, because there's a railway there. People don't know that there's a railway right there. Kunuma. Modern day trains with modern day tracks, and it will be just like an underground base. Yakwati bantu mulimu underground, mulina shops, mulina boutiques and everything. Now you get on a train, kukabwe within a 30 minutes now fika wawera. If you work in curfew, wawera. You know, making people if you want to go and work anywhere in any part of Zambia, easy. Okay?
Can I just chip in there? I know Mr. Macha has been very quiet for some time.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my time. I'm waiting for my time. In fact, before you chip in, can I do this? You see, where I live here, a train is considered to be faster than a bus.
Yeah.
So the way Intercity is located there, and the train station, they share boundaries there. Follow pakati. You see, that is a niche where we already have the food where the mouth is. Connecting the station for the bus and the station for the train.
Over there. Have you seen them before? Where have you seen them before? Where back?
There is. Wachandana wa wisho mfolo twale utoloka navo. Wachandana mulabo mfolo twale toloka.
Yeah, I remember that Omofolo. Yeah, I remember that. That was quite kumbi kudia. That was a different. That was a different. But there's the Mofolo. I can tell you one thing. Let me tell you one thing. Mofolo, that's the one they built in Bombay. Yes. Yeah. So I'm very aware of that. So more Bombay.
So you need people need to have a choice of mode of transport. If there was even a way from that Intercity Bus Terminus, there has to be a bus service shuttling people from that place to the airport. Straight bus to, there's no mean bus. You know, we should not just talk about Wi-Fi. Those are phones connecting. We should even talk about people connecting. Currently, is there a mean bus service between Intercity Bus Terminus and International Airport? Nothing. We need to move away from that thing where you only need the money to book a car up to the international airport. Maybe that's why I want to be using in the cash, because I'm not airport. But a bus service between Intercity and airport, I think this is what should be there now. It should just come like umuntu asiruka bus. You must connect to the airport.
Underground systems on Charanda. Kufa watungo po baikala basungu. Mwaya basungu baikala sha.
If we take to kwanisha underground, but if we tunga kwanisha is just a bus service between airport and Intercity, and a bus service between Intercity and far flying areas. within Lusaka town.
Before Bakazia, you come in, allow my handsome doctor husband. He was about to speak before Bamacha intervened. So my handsome doctor, please come in with your thoughts.
Yes, let's have a bigger picture here. The fact is that what we are seeing here now, why we are seeing these islands of developments here and there, it's because the UPND government has brought in decentralized type of development. It's giving institutions and communities independence to do what they want to do. It does never happen before. We have always been talking about the government should do this in the country. The government should do this in the country. What's happening now is that there's this decentralization of monies and powers and decisions by our current government. So when you see a community like Intercity Bus Terminals doing what they have done, introducing Wi-Fi, we shouldn't go back to the government, the old NPF government approach of saying, oh, it all came from the Ministry of Finance. They gave them money to put Wi-Fi. It's not working like that anymore, okay? What is happening, the societies now we're in and under new government make decisions what they want in their society, in their community. The Soweto market, there's a committee there. They decide what they want to do with the money they have. It's no longer the Minister of Finance who is talking about telling them what to do, okay? So we should get away from this notion that, oh, let's put Wi-Fi in every secondary school. Let's start with this and that. It's no longer the case. Now, your future lies in your hand under UPND government. You have your own. You can actually decide what you want to do with the money that you collect, taxes that you collect in your community and stuff like that. That's what's happening. Let's move away from this idea that government should do this. Government should do this. No, government should give you an enabling environment to do what you want to do in your society, and this is what's happening now. So for us to say, no, they'll put it at intercity terminals, but they should put it in all secondary schools and all that. No, that's the past. That's the development picture of the PF and MMD and all, whereby everything comes from the government. It's not going to happen like that. You're going to see this type of development going forward in the next 30, 40 years under UPND. I know Chanda is going to comment. In the next 30, 40 years under UPND government, you're going to see this type of development. It will be very specific. It will be isolated type of developments because the people will decide what they want. So the Intercity Bus Terminals Committee, Development Committee, whatever they call it, they have decided they want Wi-Fi. So don't start bringing in the government and say, oh, the government should first take the Wi-Fi from Intercity and put it at David Kaunda Secondary School. No, it's not that way. It's no longer the case. The next thing I want to say is this. What we guys are discussing regarding the interconnection between the bus, the rail and the bus transportation modes, in every big city, they call them central stations. So yeah, we have central stations where all modes of transportation meet. And then from a central station, you go to the airport. But here we are as a struggling country, the resources that we have at the moment, we don't have excess amount of money. We have priorities. So the reason why we don't see some of these developments in our country is because we have other things that we need immediately as of yesterday. When we develop our economy at one time, we're going to go into this type of stuff. But we need to grow our economy first. And that's what's happening right now. The ideas, we have them as Zambians. We have them. And when it comes to investments, these are the things, my friend Chandagazia there, these are the type of monies we want. You say Zambians should be involved in these businesses. Yes. Get your $200 million and do that central station idea. You're a Zambian. Let's do it. If we have the money, we can do it. But we don't have that type of money at the luxury of having that. But we have the ideas. So let's look for money. Chandagazia, there we go. There's a challenge for you. Let's have a central station in Lusaka that will link the rail and bus station nicely. Because if we get a foreign investor, Chandagazia will come and say, oh, It's not. They are not Zambians. They are foreigners. The money is going away. They are not foreign. They are foreigners. But he has an idea. Bring the money as a Zambian. Build a central station in Lusaka, and let's stop talking about this money is all foreigners. We want Zambians to invest. Thank you.
Somebody's noisy over there. Who is that?
Chandakazia doesn't mute his phone when he's
fishing.
You know, it's Chandakazia doesn't mute his phone. You mute your phone when you're not talking. But anyway, so that's the thing. The priorities are there, and that's why we are not building a central station in our country. But everyone knows we are all smart Zambians. We know what's needed. We have all traveled. We know how things are supposed to be done. But the priorities we have as a government right now is to develop the economy, the mines first, for example, agriculture and everything. Then we can come into that type of stuff. Okay. Otherwise, we will look upon Chandakazia, Zambian businessman, to invest in such a big capital intense project. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, you can come in now.
All right. You see, that's the problem with Dan. He wants to say that I'm a businessman. Why can't he be a businessman himself? And then number two, you see, you don't contribute and say Chandakazia will say this when he's actually on the forum. I know what I can say. If you want to ask questions, I will say it the way I see it. But don't answer us and answer on my behalf. I'll tell you what I'm thinking. Huh? That's the problem with Dan. Dan wants, when he's talking and gives an answer, you ask a question and answer on your behalf and say this is what you are thinking without asking you. No, that is a bad way of communicating. Then number two, nobody is saying that we should take money away from the Intercity and take to the schools. No, I was saying this is my preference. This is why this is a different government that is saying, okay, let's put the internet on in the markets and in the public spaces at the expense probably of the schools, because the schools maybe have a different program. I'm not saying that we should cut that. Maybe that is. I don't want you to be giving me that vibe. No. Then second, to say that, oh, this is the way they do. The lives we are leading now, we have led better lives before than this. To come and this is why the problem is a very big one, where you start saying, oh, this is happening for the first time. You remember when you were in the university, you used to have eat at the dining. You remember there was a bus, there were buses that were moving from town to the airport. My brother was at Zambia used to training. There was a bus to the airport. You go there at the Charleston, you get on the bus, you go. So these systems that we think are new, like, oh, this is when for the first time things are happening. The only things that can happen for the first time are technological things, because those are new discoveries. We have had a better life than this. In schools, when you done, and probably back in the ones that were there when we started school, grade 1, you used to get books from school.
Huh?
Books.
Say that again.
You go to school, grade 1, you find a book there, pens and pencils, just like it is in the Western countries. We used to have that.
I don't remember that.
Oh, me, Danny would tell you that we used to get books. When I went to grade 8, I didn't pay. I showed up at the school. We had everything, blankets given, books, pencils. If you finish, you just go back, hand in the book, they give you back. In grade 8. So the better lives, it's not like this is the time that now because the UPND has come, therefore the better life has come. No, it has not happened that way. And by the way, we know that the UPND is saying, oh, we will destroy the country which we are building. So if it is destroyed and what have you built? What have you built? Let's discuss things that are not about being partisan. Also, I want to bring up about.
No, but I think I can agree with you on one point. You just raised one point.
What we know.
The time you mentioned one thing. You would go to school and you'd be given a book, that was under the KK Foundation. KK Foundation. And me, I'm not even very old, but I remember when I was at school, you'd go, there were times Colgate Palmolive, they would come and visit your school. and you pay them a free samples, and they'll give you a Colgate, and then they even give you books. Books actually, yeah, they were written KK Foundation. Okay, those were free books. Okay, that you can access, and then quite big letters, small letters, and stuff like that.
Well, those free books was at the time KK was actually campaigning in 1991. I remember seeing books like
No,
that.
that was a long time ago. That was before. That was when we were in schools. It was not campaigning time, but this was when KK was the president. Yeah, when I was in grade.
KK used to campaign about this and I'm books now.
Well, when I was in grade 1, can you imagine when I was in grade 1? I used to see those things.
KK never campaigned.
Okay, so
KK
when I was in grade 8, grade 1 or grade 2, twale kwata books na pencils wali tupera amara.
Even orange, some of us we used to drink milk break quite too much triangular milk. Triangular
because the minds were waking. Twice the same go at the time. Number twice the same minds we can kiss goodbye to that.
Bakazia, don't even go there because you are just about to open up another Pandora box. Gamwaranda, who saw the minds? Who saw the minds, Mwebantu? At a song. Who did that?
PF.
Yes. Let's keep it moving now. Where are we before? Anyway, let's just go to the next topic because Bakazia is about to open a Pandora box here. Shall we discuss Zambia's proper president, Kelvin Fube Bwalya, endorsing Edgar Lungu for 2026 on the account of that Lungu gives money to anybody and our president workers. What kind of spoonery is that?
My God.
Let's just talk about that.
Oh my God.
We go back to politics.
We are very much.
Here's the thing. Let me start. Before I forget, let me start.
Yes.
Avena Lungu. Can you just mute yourself and then when you start
talk about Kelvin, not Edgar Lungu.
No. Can you mute yourself and then when it's time for you to talk, you'll be able to talk. Right? So, Avena Lungu, his aim was to confuse the public. But because of the public, now I'm on a thing. We cannot no longer trust him. Right? You cannot trust him in the powers or the helm of anything. So, here's the thing. Basta batampo balungu batampo kulanda ti
Chair, I want to find out one thing and then Bakanda will continue. Just a quick one. Hello?
Hello? Go ahead.
Mushe, are we discussing ECA or are we discussing Kelvin Bwalya?
We are discussing Kelvin Fube Bwalya.
Okay, not Edgar.
Because of his position, he's changed. Okay? The thing is this, he's changed his position. This is a man that was at one point, a person that actually was saying, "Oh, I'm a president, a maker." He calls himself. That's what he calls himself. I make presidents.
Kingmaker.
That's what he calls himself. So he made the, Chiruba. Was it? No, not Chiruba. No. He made all these other past presidents, right? Lungu included. And to him, he thought he was going to be given a high position in a government because he did that. But he's been disappointed. And then he changed his mind. He said, "No, I want to support it. the UPND president HH. There's one time then
let's also remember he did it at the 11th hour.
Yes, yeah, but here's that's where I'm going. One thing I realized, I was like, why he knows that the president is coming from the southern province. Say, I want to go and meet him to Kumanepa Crossroad, so that he knows that I'm supporting him. I'm like, why? Upon that, I was very disappointed as an individual, and I was very disappointed as a person and as a Zambian, because Odiamondu, his intentions were not to save the Zambian people. He just wanted HH to recognize him and give him some money or position or whatever. I even saw that after the president was when the president himself was ushered into power, they sat. There was Bambulupi, him, and all these other presidents, and if like all the president that was outside presidents, he sat with them, right? And they agreed. Him is the only person he said like, oh wow, I'm not gonna agree with this, because he thought he was going to be given the position of vice president. Mama. He wanted to be the vice president of the UPND. That's what he wanted. But anyway, 2 months ago, support a party. We cannot do that. We cannot disappoint our mother. As much as we appreciate your contribution, go behind the what you call it? You know, look, he had one position. The position was to help out. That's what he was saying. I want to help out this government to gain independence and stuff like that. Lungu is a bad man and stuff like that. He changed his script. He's saying Lungu Musuma. Same person. Ati Lungu nawa manomba. Ati Lungu. You know what he's saying? You know what he's saying? He's saying ati Lungu Musuma is a good man. No, Lungu in fact, I'm like, iwe. Tiyo wale randa pali Lungu. Leo wabu kati di Lungu Musuma. Ati because the HHI kwataka akaso. You see? His main point, one point that he's saying is Lungu HH alikwata akaso. All right? Now we need to understand this. Akaso, meaning that the HH tapera fie indarama from Norway. But Lungu, when he was in helm of power, would give people money.
Big buyer.
Ama ukwa.
Muba kaidi. Muba. Muba mwari wa big buyer.
You see? HH na television yo. HH is a very principled, very, very principled man. He's saying to the public, say, Monen, go through the proper channels. Whatever land, whatever go through the proper channel. Don't use me to say I want to get a political. I want to get a $1 million land because in support the HH. No. Go through the right procedures. Okay. A difference CD poap. So avena Lungu vena. I don't even know where to begin or end, because he's a man that has actually destroyed politics in Zambia. because of him tatukwete na opposition.
Fiabu vivyo na imwe.
Tatukwete opposition mu Zambia as we speak today.
Fiabu vivyo.
Tamulipo opposition.
Na mulungu
Because one, Balungu, what he did was this. He wants to be the
I still think
this is my time. I have to talk. Me time, Andy.
No, I'm just asking, clarity. You continue. Are we talking about Fube or talking about Lungu?
No, it's the same thing. It goes in the same breath.
The same sides of a coin.
It's in the same breath, right?
Same sides of the two coins.
So
coin.
This man, what he has done is to confuse the public, and the public are asking, like, look, can you give us, what you want to come and do for us? He's saying, no. Therefore, I think it's in case if it. Okay, say, no. Give us solutions. Ngamwamona UPND or by HH they're doing bad things. They inenganaisa case control la so. Not even one way. He's saying, the guy, what he's saying, out of the world. He doesn't even know whether today is a Monday or Sunday. The other day I was on TV. Telling his Kawamba MP saying that Walipa St. Mary's. St. Mary's is it a girls' school or boys' school? Are you serious? Like you don't know that, you don't have that information? Seriously? You're asking your own candidate Wakawamba. I heard that you were at St. Mary's school.
Maybe he was teaching there.
My sister was at St. Mary's.
As a teacher.
In conclusion.
As a teacher at St.
Right.
Mary's.
Let's move on. Shall we allow
Me.
Masha, and then we're gonna go to my handsome husband, Dr. Juaniso, and then Kazia in that order, please. One person at a time.
Lekeni nande number. You see, Fube has not just disappointed you people, he has also disappointed me. If there was a way that Laz could discipline lawyers that peddle such falsehoods, he has not proved, he has not done a research to find out whether Lungu is likable. And in any case, it is the law that will make Lungu available to the electorate. Fube just comes and goes. That's how I take him. He's not he's not serious like Sun. The Sun is more serious. But Fube, it is just, it's a temporal, it's an element of weather, but not there for a long time. For someone to be likable, even as a leader, if you are likable, there's a difference between being likable and being a good leader. You can be liked for bad things. You can be liked for political violence. You can be liked for being a big buyer from a bar. Kubuy a big buyer, you know. Big buyer, take you pointed a big buyer. Now, when you go out and peddle things like he's a likable person, is it one of the qualities of a leader now in Zambia? We should now include likable, even when he's just not going to deliver development, not going to deliver things that people want. Likable in the sense that and then we shall be clapping. We have to work hard. Likable. You know, it just doesn't make sense for even people to build his image from being likable. Image building. Let's take, for example, this Fube guy is building his image based on the fact that the president is likable. If he's likable, so what? Is that one of the things we want as electorate? No. We want someone who can give us a vision, a clear vision where he can take this country. like is too light. A leader should do. A leader should make very unpopular decisions because he knows where he's steering this country to. Likeable, he will avoid the difficult decisions that leaders need to make. He will be a populist leader who will just want to please the people at the expense of development. Likeable. My foot. Thank you.
My handsome Lucy husband, Dr. Lisvanessa. Please come in on Fube's judgment.
Okay.
Fube
Fube.
president in Zambia. Yeah.
Fube is very. The title he made to say he makes presidents. It's partially right. It's partially right in the sense that he contributes to the voting union of a president, and on his personal level, he thinks that president is gonna give him a big position afterwards, and when he doesn't, then he moves away. To me, he wastes a lot of his time, money, and energy to do that. He really contributed to our party's coming into power. He was on radio, Northern Province, Wapula Province, and he was really explaining the concepts of, the ideas of UPND in a very, very simplified manner in the local languages. He did contribute to the success of UPND. And I personally appreciate that. But on the other hand, it's true. He contributed to the campaign of UPND in the northern parts of the country. He was on radios, local radio stations, explaining what UPND was going to do and what is the difference between UPND and PF. He did that. And I listened to a number of radio talks he had with the local radio stations during our campaign. They were very effective. I can assure you that. The only thing that happened, it's true. That's true. I
can agree with you. He did that. He did contribute.
He did contribute.
A little bit. But he did constitute himself to be,
What happened?
No. But what I'm saying is this: he contributed on his level, but it doesn't mean that he would have been awarded a position of a vice president.
Let Madame finish.
Yeah. So afterwards, that's where he went wrong, was to expect something big out of that. Sometimes in politics and in our daily lives, sometimes you have to do what my brother Nawa Muvita, Nawa has done. Nawa contributed to the voting in of our party in power, but he didn't expect anything. There is Nawa just doing his own businesses. He's okay. So Fube wanted one position, vice president. That's it. Okay. And when he was told that no, that position is not going to be given to him, he became, all of a sudden, he became an enemy to our party. So, and I think that's what he wants. He wants to be the vice president. And probably when he's the vice president there, he thinks that the president one day he's going to sort of step down or something. His aim is to become a Republican president at one time. So he wants to be as close as possible to the highest position on the land. But him going to join Lungu is even a greater mistake he has made, because, to be honest, everybody I've talked to in Zambia, I talk to people all over, but in Zambia in particular, Lungu's reign in Zambia will take many, many, many years for people to forget about what they underwent through. They went through. PF government did a lot of damage to the country. Whether Lungu did some good things, whatever he said, the flyover bridges they talk about, and the airport and all that type of thing, and the Mongu, whatever. There's a road in Mongu which they talk about all the time. Those things are overshadowed by the bad deeds of the regime, or PF regime. They did a lot of wrong things. First of all, they were borrowing, not following the rules of the game. They were over borrowing. They were borrowing up from under the table, from Chinese crooks and all that type of thing. They did so many wrong things. They wanted to take the freedom of Zambians to do anything. Intercity terminus, we're talking about it now having Wi-Fi. It was a no-go area for a non-PF person. My sister had her phone taken away from her at Intercity terminus during the PF government. So Zambians were becoming prisoners in their own country. So for Lungu to be paraded again, to say, oh, bring Lungu again to rule us, people are going to bring the Lungu back. And the people that
it means that bring Mgodi back.
Yes, the people that support Lungu, most of the people that support Lungu are people that were enjoying that same free money they're talking about. Those are people that saw the regime, PF regime, to be good. The beneficiaries, direct beneficiaries of Lungu's what? Yes, even me, if I benefited out of Lungu, I'll be supporting him today. But it doesn't mean that ordinary people, ordinary Zambians benefited out. Majority of ordinary Zambians suffered under Lungu's regime. The few that are telling him to stand again, the Nakachindas and all these guys were enjoying. And they want this thing back. So for Lungu, when he hears from the Nakachindas and the Luvindas, oh, come back, people want you, he thinks that people on the ground want him. They don't. The PF government, nobody wants it. It's gone. That's it. But Lungu is being cheated by the people that used to enjoy around him because they are missing that. That's the truth. They want that honey back. They want the butter and bread back. It's gone. So this guy has just made a mistake. To me, he should have he's capable of standing as an independent or with his party that he had and win even one constituency. He can do that. He's capable of doing that if he concentrates on one of his constituencies. But to join Lungu is just buried his political career, in my view. Thank you.
All right. Vakazia, beloved resident PS.
Well. I've heard quite a bit. Now, I will start with what my friend Danny has spoken about, and I will go back in the other side. Number one, it is just the same way that people that are enjoying the UPND are supporting UPND. It is just a fact. That is why political parties have different supporters. The people that are enjoying the UPND right now, like you guys that are enjoying UPND, yes, I say that. Danny has expressed that he's enjoying now UPND.
You mean what do you mean enjoying now? I'm seeing the benefit of my government.
I thought that when your friend is contributing, you keep quiet. Did we abandon that rule?
No, go ahead.
So, the people that want to go back have the right to go for his coming back. The average Zambians were benefiting in Lungu's administration through well-managed economic situation. The cost of living in Lungu's time and in HH's time now cannot be compared.
It's called inflation.
Why are you not muting yourself, Daddy? Everybody who has gone into school knows what the fundamentals of inflation. Everybody, at least this level where we are discussing, we all know how inflation is affected. And if inflation is hitting, it must hit everybody. It can't hit that the politicians are enjoying increasing their salaries, increasing their benefits to cover up for inflation. And meanwhile, what is happening to the average Zambian who is there on the ground? Who is there, basic, doesn't have a formal job? How are we managing that person's inflation hit? That is what is important. Fuel cost, cost of milk, cost of food, cost of power, cost of fertilizer, everything on an average Zambian who doesn't have a formal job. People during the time of Edgar Lungu were much better than now. The programs, the agricultural programs that were there were functional. They are not right now. What is functional now is promises. which we will see. Oh, you will see how these things will change. You will see. We have been having these promises for the last 3 years, promises of a better life. Is it going there? Right now, as we speak, in the PF government, the lecturers at University of Zambia had 150% increment. They were at around $3,000 in terms of monthly cost. Today, the lecturer at UNZA gets $1,000. A professor, for that matter, they've lost that value because inflation has gone up, which is not tied to their earnings. If inflation goes up, what do? You create systems that are able to mitigate. You don't just leave people to suffer the way they are suffering right now. That is a difference. And those people who are having that time are calling for ECO to say, come back and take things where we left them. You talk about people borrowing. Yes.
Right.
Every institution borrows. Even UPND has borrowed over. In fact, half of whatever PF borrowed in 10 years, UPND has borrowed in 3 years.
That's a lie.
So, no. We gotta
That's
stop
a
you. We gotta stop
blue-faced
you.
lie.
Let me
Right
finish.
there.
We gotta stop you.
That's an embellishment.
Yes, I want you to reject. You react to what I'm saying, and you're going to say this is not true. This is true. I'm giving an example of the salary of the university lecturer today. I will stand by that. Number two, if you look at the way you've managed the power utilities, it is up. The Congolese, the credits, the debt you have borrowed. It is there. You can go in parliamentary debate. You find the minister's statement in parliament in terms of how you have borrowed. Yes, you have gone to parliament and you have more numbers there. What have happened? You have borrowed more. Where has the money gone into consumptive industry? You have gone into service industry. That's where the money is. It will call for more borrowing. And trust me, we are still borrowing, and we shall borrow until we get choked again.
Well, let's not confuse. Let's not confuse the masses.
I'm going to talk about the issue to do with people. Kelvin Bwalya Fube. How can Kelvin today be a villain? He was supporting UPND. When people are telling him where you are going UPND, you will not get anything. He was a darling. Today, in the same vein, what can you say about President Winter? What can you say about Frank Bwalya? What can you say about Hamudu? They are in the same boots, these people. Others are villains because they are when they switch camp. I think that when the people switch camp, which is their right to do, we must wish them luck. To say, oh, we were with you, wish you luck. And that is what the president, the only thing that I will commend actually President HH, you will never hear President HH go and stand on the podium to discard someone who has left him. He just tells them, I wish you luck. He never goes to say, oh, you shouldn't have gone there, you are wrong, what. No. He has a right to choose, and he has chosen. And it is not up to any person to trample on his rights. If he chooses to go back to ECL, let him be there. If ECL comes in, rightly so. Those are rights and the privileges that people enjoy. Let me get to you to the other issue of what was the other issue that I was writing here. You know, so maybe I would end there to say things that we are saying we are not. The only thing that has been accepted and everyone said and regretted is the cadreism that was there, because that is the only thing that PF did so much wrong. It was the cadreism. All the borrowing is accounted and attached to a project. Yes, you can talk about the maintenance of a project and how it has done. Yes, right now, what have you done? You go and borrow your own money, give someone, and then someone is just getting the money for 25 years, and he can just walk away like nothing happened. Vane, no, let's be patriotic. Let's not just because we want to be politically correct to feel that when others have made their choices, the choices are wrong. You should wish them luck once they've moved on.
Okay, all right.
All right. No, let me come in for just a little bit. Let me come in because I haven't said anything. I just introduced the topic on Kelvin for Bwalya. Nobody's saying nobody is against, for me personally. I wish our renowned lawyer, Fube Bwalya, all the best. I thought him, registering his own party, he was on a mission, on a personal mission for Zambia to prosper. But instead, he U-turns 3 months in and endorses a man who is too fresh, Vane. It's too fresh, Vane. You cannot convince me that President Lungu is the best candidate for Zambia right now, going by what we are coming from. Oh, believe me, I'll take HH any day. You can label him Wakaso, but I'd rather have that man Wakaso and then employ 71,000 civil servants. I would take the Wakaso for that Wakaso to give free education to all Zambians across the board. We have 2 million Zambians who are staying in homes and villages because their parents couldn't afford school. But now they have free education. And this man Wakaso, I would take him. Rather than take a man who will give a selected few to burn a few kwachas, money in full view. I would rather take a man who will negotiate for debt restructuring, as opposed to a man who found our debt levels at barely 1.3 billion. At the end of his term, he left us with $16 billion. I'll take this man all day long. So, Fube Bwalya, don't take Zambians as if we are fools. Don't take Zambians like we can't calculate. We can't add 1 + 1 and find the answer ourselves. I would take a man who will not retire somebody at 25 years on national interest because he has a certain last name. These are the things that we went through as Zambians. I would take a man Wakaso over a man who will hire a private jet from Lusaka at $250,000 and fill up that private jet with Amaka dance to go and dance in New York. These are things that we need to be talking about. Zambians, don't take us for granted. Don't take us for granted. I become emotional because as Zambians we want to treat your lives.
It's okay.
Things,
It's okay.
situations. I'll take a man of Wakaso over somebody. I'll take that man Wakaso.
Omuntu Wakaso, in fact, abantu abakaso, abantu abakobati, those are the people that manage their businesses and their wealth well. Okay? If it look traditionally, that waingira traditional, muntu nga wali kwataka. Nishita nikuso kama mweneko muntu wakwatendera alepera vechipere. Kwava. Okay? Look at all the big, starting from Bill Gates and our China. They don't just give money from nowhere. Okay? So, Fube, partition. Otherwise, Akaso, yes. In fact, I was even happy that he actually brought that out. Said, my president, I was very happy because you end up yourself in a dish because kula perafi maero vakasiya vaisa muntu wandi apa ninchepera mpera kwa $200 navapera maero awe muneni mundada wandisha tawakwataka. Look at this.
But can I add something there to what you're saying? Allow me to add something. You see, even our God is a jealous God, which means that Adikwatakaso, the devil has no jealousy. He can let you do anything. He doesn't care. Just look at those things. Our own God is a jealous God.
That is blasphemy.
There's something wrong.
But that means
There's something wrong.
Can I interject on that? Me, I don't buy that. I'm not even discussing the issues to do with who workers on our land. ECL is a good man. I will take him any day. For the reason that he is very truthful.
He was your boss, guy. He was your boss.
Eh?
How much is it?
Let me tell you.
How much is it over Mdisham?
Something.
I'm not. But I'm a believer that you want to. A man who honors his word. Ngalanda ichi red ni red. Black in black. Not the Rolanda red, my Rolanda black. I would not take such a person any day of my life. I would not. I want that person in God. Alufianya, Alanda, sorry. If you're not chita tefio, not the law Alanda, Zambezi ya West, my career. The law Saland, I would not take that man. I would not take a man who places Zambians least than foreigners. I will not do that.
As Edgar apologized for the political thuggery in Zambia.
Number one, I'm telling you that, and I have no fear of contradiction. You see, their presidents do not work alone, and this system, you know, even this forum, where if a minister makes the mistake, we go after the president, and we say the president is this. If I ask, what is it that Edgar Lungu himself has done, which is very bad, like if you tell that?
He was giving half a million to his niece.
Which, but how many things has HH given to his children? We are not yet to know. We will know later. You understand? So I will not like to start it.
Let's move ahead. Let's go to the next topic.
No, let's not reduce. Let's not reduce ourselves like Zambians. They can't own a million. They can't own a billion. Let's not reduce ourselves there. I have said it's not that everything that HH hasn't declared his assets right now to know what is worth this time and what will be worth when he's leaving office. Nobody knows about that.
Every president declares their assets.
Let's not get there.
Declared how much is worth.
He has been challenged. Declare them.
He has already declared before he ran. That's the law. Let's not.
It's according.
Now we must not be misleading our leaders. We love the president who is there, and we must give him the respect that he deserves when he's leading us. We show him the respect the same way. Not this level of abuse that he still goes through.
Anyway.
Shall we move on?
Please, let's move on.
Yeah, let's go forward.
10 seconds. I'm done. 10 seconds, Wache. It is these things that I'm always pleading with is that presidents, they make a lot of mistakes, not their own, but because of the way the systems are designed. And at times to just pick on one person and go after his neck. You will never rule properly as a president if you start going after the neck of your former president. And I've been telling you this, and it will still be done. That is why he's back there. He's been just squeezed in Pagafio way. And I only want to say, even me, I will do the same. You can't be this, guys, we can't be this naive about our presidents.
Yeah. No. I will address you at a different time, not now.
A little correction there. All presidents who ran for president in Zambia declared their interest in the last elections. So if you want to know how much he was worth in 2026, all you need to do is apply to the ECZ. I
He
mean,
can do it publicly, but
yeah,
he
no,
doesn't
the law has been changed. Never PF, you change the law. It used to be done publicly after the 90, because people, in 2021, when people were questioning Lungu's 21 million, where it
But
came from
if
1 million,
if he
you
still
guys
did the
changed the
wrong one,
law. So
if
he is following the law. The law
yes, but
says,
if Lungu did the wrong way, why should
I'm
he take
sorry, he
it?
has to follow the law.
No, why we have
The
challenged him.
law currently allows you not to come out publicly and
He will.
tell us how much.
It's a question of time when he leaves office to find out.
An individual can go to the ECZ.
We will find out when he leaves
Can you
office.
go ECZ? You go and ask the ECZ. That's the law.
It used to be public. Then your PF changed it.
Change it to suit their goal. No, but no. Let's
changed
not be. Yeah, I mean,
So-
what
so-
you're
so
doing
therefore-
is playing double standards, Vanny. Let's be honest with us.
Okay, if you're not going
No.
you also follow it.
But we are following the law.
We
To the latter. The law to the
We
latter.
don't want people to start asking when he leaves office.
No, he doesn't have to. It's the law. You guys go back to parliament or go back to whoever needs to change that law. Then he'll declare.
Okay, you can in the yard.
Let's not play double standards, Vanny. No, absolutely not. He won't declare publicly. He declared. He sees that if people want to know how much he was worth, you follow the law. I mean, I know the man doesn't want to talk about it, but that's a fact.
Well,
On this one, I will. I mean, I'll be screaming to the mountain top. On this one, now,
let's agree to disagree.
well, if you're asking to declare, you also ask Lungu to declare how much he was.
Yeah, but the question is that the one in the
publicly, not to let him declare publicly. We want to know how much he was worth in 2026. Because we know in 2021 he was worth 21 million.
I am asking about the current.
He was worth 1 million, and that 1 million was donated by Bena Kaiser. He had zero. Let's be factual here. Shall we go? Shall we proceed? Anyway, let's talk about ACC this week announcing that they are investigating this $13 million scandal against a supply of ambulances at the Ministry of Health. So it was reviewed that is a Zambian-owned company. Apparently, the owner is a foreigner, but he has two others. Oh my goodness! It's a whole convoluted, sequence of things. I think to me, when I looked at that story, I think the most important thing is why are these people? They have only delivered apparently only 10 ambulances out of 156 they're supposed to deliver at the end of August, and they keep asking for extensions and extensions. So what has come out is that this company is not capable to deliver, but I guess they've been already paid 13 million. So I don't know what they're gonna do to try to recoup that money, or I don't know, find other buyers for the 146 ambulances there. And then maybe we should also add the PS of Education, Mr. Who is he? Kamoko at Ministry of Education, the PS Technical Director of Technical Services, being involved in some 3.6 million kwacha payment for his source for a supplies deal. He didn't even get any clearance from the Attorney General. Gentlemen, what's going on? Who wants to go first? I know because he has a lot to say here.
I want to go first.
Go ahead.
The ambulance deal, there's definitely, I smell a rat there. Definitely that person, I'm told is Dr. Singh or something, is an Indian guy. He has left the country, by the way. He's not in Zambia right now.
Really?
Yes, that's the latest.
Allowed to leave the country.
No, JJ was allowed to leave the country. Anyway, so I'm told he's left the country right now. He's not in the country, but he's answering phones. I mean, his phone, you can reach him on the phone, but he's not in the country. Definitely, he's not capable. That company was not capable of doing that. So I think the SEC should go to the root of the problem. I know that my government did that allocation of money to buy those ambulances in good faith, and it would be unfortunate if Zambians do not benefit out of that. So that one, I think there's one person who is trying to derail. Wachanda, can you please mute your phone, please? It's giving these echoes. Okay, so that's what I can say. And I know, knowing my government, they're gonna go to the root of this problem and solve it. And you can see the commitment of the permanent secretary, the statement he made. He said, I'm following up on this one. Is it by February, he said? March, February, if...
Yeah, that's the new date that the gave.
Yeah, that's a new date. He said, by February, if all the 156 ambulances are not accounted for, I'm going to resign myself. That's a man of integrity. We've never heard of such a thing in PF government, the PS saying, if this is not done, I'm going to resign. Can you mute your phone, please? You have the chance to talk. So that just shows the integrity of our leaders we have. They are putting their position right in the open to say, and he apologized. He said, Zambians need these ambulances today. And the suppliers disappointed us. And I will ensure that these ambulances are delivered, and I'll parade these ambulances in front of everybody. If they don't arrive by February next year, I'm going to resign. That's what he said. That's integrity right there. Okay, you never hear that in the previous government. It was all the songs. Anyway, so let the SEC investigate that, and that gentleman or that pharmacy that was given that contract, or whoever gave the contract to him, be made accountable. That's straightforward. Coming to the Ministry of Education as well, it's a similar situation. And when I followed up this story personally, because I've known some of the people involved there from our UNZA days. I know they're full of integrity. They're people of integrity. So I was very shocked to hear that. But I think what happened was this company, according to the explanation in Parliament, this company has been a supplier of software to the Ministry of Education since 2016. They are the sole suppliers of software that's needed, computers and software. So they are not a new company that just resurfaced from somewhere. They have been working with the Ministry of Education since 2016. So what they normally do, they just tell them, this is what we want, and these guys deliver. This is what we want, and they've never disappointed the Ministry of Education so far. So what the PS and the director did when they wanted this survey, whatever software, they trusted them. They said, okay, these guys are going to deliver as usual. They have always been delivering. And so they signed up this check. They gave them this contract, and they say, oh, they're going to deliver. But this time around, they haven't. So it's a disappointment for this type of arrangement where there was a signature that was signed. They didn't go through the normal procurement procedure because this is an in-house supplier of computers and everything they need in terms of technology in the Ministry of Education and higher education and everything. So to me, there was an oversight of the procedures. And I know that sometimes when you get used to doing something over and over in the same way, you just think this is going to be okay. This guy, you trust the supplier. For this guy's been for 10 years, has been supplying computers and IT related stuff to the ministry. So they just took it that it's going to deliver as usual, but they didn't follow the procedures, definitely. And Joe Kamoko acknowledged that as far as I was concerned, I took it for granted. I didn't follow the procedures because I thought this company has been with us since 2016 as a ministry, and they have never, ever disappointed us. And he regrets that. And again, because of the integrity we have in our new government, he said he's going to follow it up and he will make sure that next time around, the procedures are followed and the money will definitely be returned back to the ministry. So that's what to me, there's been flaws in the process, of course, but I don't think somebody has stolen this money as of now. I think there's just some breakages in the procedures, but I don't think Zambians are going to lose on this one. Their money will be brought back. Their services, in case of Ministry of Education, that software is going to be delivered to the ministry. And definitely the ambulances will come to the people of Zambia. So we should just be patient. I yield.
Yeah.
Right.
Can I come in now?
Sure, go ahead.
A short while ago, we were talking about why Zambian companies fail, why the economy is not growing, why people are not getting employed. In business, there's an element of goodwill, just being trusted. You break a promise, you breach a contract. Can people trust you again? It's not just possible. The permanent secretary must have been at pains to explain, to say, this person has been doing business. There was an established relationship where they could buy on credit, delivered on credit, and this person could wait for the money. But now he gets the money and just disappears. It's not good. It's ethically, it's not just the right thing to do, because one, he has dented his image. If there's an association for suppliers that is able to deregister such companies, they should start from these things. They are teaching businessmen bad manners. They are teaching young, thriving, upcoming businesses to say, okay, you can defraud the government. There's someone somewhere who is gullible, who you can easily cheat and get the money and walk away with it. The other thing is on the same the ambulances. We have it's not a new story. We had the things like the drugs that were never delivered, the honeybee saga. It's like there are a lot of directors who are PF faithful. Maybe they were assigned to frustrate the system. I think I want to speculate like that. There are a lot of PF stooges in some sensitive government positions that are conniving with the systems that be, so that they frustrate the efforts of our hard-working president, our top-notch businessman, HH Ayud.
Kazia, you got the floor.
You see, yeah. It is a disaster of a contribution from your colleagues. Seriously, you guys are a disaster the way you are contributing on this one. People must be fired. People must be fired. There's nothing like fair integrity. You cannot. These things are very strictly written in the rules of procedure. Every permanent secretary at the level of Kamoko and small, they know. Especially Kamoko. Kamoko is not just a new guy in the ministry. No, he's been director. He is running projects. You cannot come and tell me that, oh, without integrity. How can you be justifying daylight living like that? And then my mother is clear, no, they are now PF, whatever. Guys, we must live above these patches and things and see what it is. How can you pay 3.6 million at no because they are good suppliers? I'm telling you, listen to Honorable Falari's question. He's a man, that man is, oh my goodness. He's asking you know, what is this thing? The PS even accepted that if it have to do with him, it is me who should be dealing with. And then he must remain in the office to do what? Is that the integrity? And is that the transparency that you've been preaching? Is that what being on your own means? People, I was a permanent secretary. That is why I take strong exception that you shouldn't support. In 2 years in a row, I received way ahead commendation letters of 0 audit queries. 0 audit queries. I received the letters from the secretary to cabinet. They write to you to tell you about your audit system before you appear at PAC. Let me run you through what happens. Before you appear at PAC, there would have been engagements with the auditors. They have an entry meeting. They sit down with you as permanent secretary. You will sign a document to give them the information document that you're going not to hold any information. When they want information, even when it is there, they will come through your office. You will know what it is. They will raise the queries. You have a time to respond. You have time to actually go and check for all those documents. To appear at PAC, there's even a cabinet inside audit committee where you go again before you appear for PAC. Appearing at PAC, Nishina Firuvana beyond redemption. When you see a person appear there, everything in the book has been done. You can't have 2 permanent secretaries. And you know, if it doesn't come in October, in February, I'll resign. Who even gives you the audacity that you have such privilege and rules to say, I'll resign in February? Does he understand the documents that they are supposed to be signed before? Really? That is playing around with the president. The president must deal with those guys straight away out and bring other people there. If it was me, I would say fire me as well. Because you don't behave like that. And then you guys want to justify that kind of no, guys. We are better than that in this forum. When people steal, they must be dealt with. When people deliberately abuse the procedures, how can you sign that you are going to get in 6 months? He is the one who was signing. Was he not advised? How can you have permanent secretary, the director procurement telling this never came to my office? And then you come and say integrity. But that is utter safety. Those people must be dealt with. Or else, if they are not dealt with, it means the government is involved in siphoning the money from there. Me, I'll be telling you government to be corrupt to the core. If those people still remain in the offices after all these deliberations, they are bad. We should not allow such kind of things. I submit, Chair.
Wonderful. And here is what I am going to say on this one. For me, really, they always say if it works like a duck, it's a duck. I smell something fishy, and as a government that came in on a corrupt free fight and upholding the rule of law. We cannot have permanent secretaries signing off deals off the hunch that, this is a company that's been with us, that's the way we've been doing it. We cannot simplify government procedures. I do not agree with that. If there's a laydown procedure that we must follow, regardless whether we are buying 1 pen or 1 million computers, it has to be followed to the latter. So in this case, I am for the 2 gentlemen just need to step down. That's where I am at. That's where my head is at.
There's another addition where the issue of the hospitals in CR, Central African Republic, that hospital was not there. But we had the Tamokawan and the Cornelius telling us to say they are building a hospital in Central African Republic. That thing is not there. Why should we have people behave like that and even have the audacity to hold a press conference? That go to my head. How do you have an audacity to hold a press conference and start teasing people? You, the guilty one, appearing before PAC, and you have that audacity? Come on.
I can't comment on that one. I haven't heard it, but on these 2, I believe they have to go. The president. If you listen to this, we need to clean house. like yesterday.
I want to hear Danny's comment.
Yeah, no, before you come in, shall we bring in Gift Kabilis? Yeah, he's joining us from YouTube. Welcome to the podcast, sir. And we are talking about the anti-corruption following up with the $13 million purchase of ambulances at the Ministry of Health, as well as the PS at education going against our laid-down procedures to buy software. And then we have this $3.6 million that have vanished because that software has not been delivered. Your comments, and just tell us where you're joining us from.
Good afternoon or good evening. I'm joining you from Reading in Pennsylvania, USA.
Oh, welcome to the discussion, sir.
Yes, thank you very much. And I'm listening to your comments and observations. I really don't have any data or information about what is coming out, the corruption that is being stated. But I'm interested to listen from you or those who might have valid information leading to how they are going to control this corruption. We know that everywhere else, people have to fight corruption. It's something that goes on in most countries, but it has to be corrected, and people have to account for government or public expenditures. And there should be systems of dealing with people that cross the line or that are vulnerable to such, so that safe delivery to the public and to the most needy is thoroughly delivered. Thank you. I'll listen in.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate your comments there. Bachelofia, I thought you had run away or whatever happened. I said, what did we do with Bachelofia? What was happening with your sister?
God.
You had a power cut?
I forgot to charge my phone, so I had to like charge it for a little bit, and then yeah.
Oh, okay, great. I thought maybe you were running away from Bakazia.
Well, that would be the last thing I would do. That would be the last thing I would do on planet Earth.
I know. I mean, you guys, we've been together for the longest time now. Anyway, you want to chime in on the anti-corruption following up the 13 million saga at Ministry of Health over those ambulances that haven't been delivered, and of course the 3.6 million kwacha at the Ministry of Education that seems to have grown legs because somebody was paid 3.6 million to deliver software, but they didn't. Your comment?
Okay. Well, on that particular issue, I have no information, so there's no way I can comment on that one. I wouldn't want to dive into that one.
Chirufia, you have information. Don't say you don't have it. Don't run away from it.
No. But here's the thing. But here's the thing. This is not something new.
What did you say?
This is not something new. This is not something that we can say, how is one day. It's been happening in the past years. And then the good part is this. The current government is actually telling people to say, look, we were going to arrest you. And they are bringing people to book over those issues. But the details and what happened, I cannot, divulge in that one because I don't know really. But I can tell you one thing. We have a government and there's systems in place. Okay, not Kwatama systems. And our systems are Kwata. We got systems in place. Okay, no matter how you disregard them and then you look at them, but their system is in place, and then those system in place, they will actually, convict whoever is doing all those things. If there's somebody that did something wrong or they misappropriated money, which is a huge thing. Okay, so we need to really think about this. Like, if somebody misappropriate money, it's very, very, very huge, because it means that you're going to make the local Vamayo market to have no money to access it, because you're disincentivizing. You're giving the local people or abantu abana Zambia, so that they not be able to access certain facilities because of that kind of behavior. So if you're a leader, think to yourself, why am I a leader? Why am I a leader? Why am I a leader? Am I here to just impress people? Am I a leader just to keep quiet? Am I a leader in your constituency? Every day they're coming to knock on your door to ask for help, and then you went away because in Shabam government, I can't do anything. No. Wake up.
Okay. All right. All right. Achan.
Can I comment? You see, don't justify your thieving in government. That is thieving. That is away from what the president has been talking about. Away. Who would tell you sign who dare like nobody like that? You have seen, if things are going to be handled that way, your government will be the most corrupt since independence. If those things are going to be allowed and permanent sectors can behave like that, I must want to pay the contract 150. It delivers 11. And he parades the 11. When he's taken to that country, I'll bring them in February. Public service money. If you don't jail such people, who are you going to take to prison? Because Kamoko must be arrested right now. That is abuse of power to the highest level. Abuse of power is the reason of there is no way in government you can do a contract without Attorney General's clearance. You can't effect it. At least on these ones, I know very well. Okay. And you're not talking about the threshold which the PS is given. No, the PS has a threshold which he can pay without tender procedure. There is a threshold. And then the person just, we won't do health, you just get it. No, he's not a controlling officer now anymore. He's still permanent secretary. Controlling officer doesn't mean anything. You control Yandarama, but the salaries and privileges still maintained. If the president doesn't deal with this, he will be cited on them like he's a part of the connivance. He must deal with them. Are they so much indispensable that all of you, even when Diaspora and those that are in Zambia, cannot take up those positions? I'm not saying give it to me, but give it to those that are UPND that have the integrity of those offices. Even if you have Monaco, you also have to criticize as PF and the socialist or whatever. It doesn't mean well for the party. It is causing a problem for UPND because now people can't advise you. Gabat comes to advise that and you're creating more enemies than you should have friends. Please, the president needs to listen to this and deal with it. Or else, that is on him and the UPND government. And 2026, Musangafati,
Anyway, shall we move on? I think let's conclude tonight or this afternoon's discussion on the announcement that I'm excited about. This is the announcement concerning this. We just talked about the CEEC. It's APSA Bank working with CEEC, providing a loan to small-scale businessmen and entrepreneurs, gentlemen, the first of its kind. I know Bakazia is always a mouthpiece for anything Zambian. So we have something unique here with Absa Bank finally joining hands with CEC in providing these loans because they've realized that the government itself doesn't really, their support doesn't go far, far in providing for our citizens in terms of loans and all those good stuff that comes with financial help and financial literacy. So I'm not sure because there were no pronouncements in as far as what interest these loans are going to be gotten. But I think it's a step in the right direction. I'll start with you, Bakazia, being the proponent for this.
Yeah.
Your take on that
But I think
announcement.
my take is good. First of all, I love Ms. Ngameri. She's very, very sharp. She's very, she's very, very committed to the cause of Zambians. Ms. Nga, hats up. I love you, lady. You have so much, a patriot. She is wonderful. She's a wonderful woman, and their business ideas are always to the point. I love you, Ms. Nga. You're awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. So the partnership is really good. Let's see how that works out. And I hope that they can work around some of the interest, deal with issues of interest. Probably, maybe, should it be that government is going to shoulder that, or it's going to be thrown at this in getting those low interest loans. I don't know what the interest rate looks like, but it's from where it is. I stand for, it's a good business, decision by the bank. Number one, and also it is easy to monitor if it is a third party giving it, rather than if it is CEC. The default rates are very, very high with CEC. And that is why you may find that you keep giving money and the return is not as much because people default. And the CEC has difficulty in terms of having capacity to follow up these loans and do everything. I can tell you for a fact. But when bringing in that, we can see how that unrolls. But from the way I've seen it, it looks like a good idea. Let's see how private sector participates in such things. It's good. When it benefits Zambians, I don't have a problem. We can deal with teething problems.
Great. But Lucia.
Yes. Yes. Well, I think it's a brilliant move, and of course, hats off to our lady, Mazinga Melu. She's been an instrument in terms of financial, services in Zambia. But here's the thing: this is only the first time that something like this is happening. This is the only time that we're seeing something like this happening, where our local people, small individuals, small farmers, small scale and small individuals can go now. The agreement is between the government of Zambia and APSA. And what they're saying is, look, we'll be able now to provide you with certain loans, okay, at a cheaper rate than before. So meaning they're encouraging people with a small business to go there, access your loan, and do whatever you want to do. Like, it just depends on your business. This has never happened before, and this is a cry that has been circulating around Zambia for the past 10 years. They're saying that, look, why are the Asian people going to Bank of China, which is in Osaka, to get loans at a cheaper rate and do whatever business they want to do, or is in construction and stuff like that? So we need that corridor, and this is the beginning. So if this is now an opening market for individuals, because we have very talented people in Zambia right now that can do almost anything. Okay, but all they lack is the infrastructure in terms of financing. Now this is good. APSA is collaborating with the Zambian government. It's something that we can clap and say this is a good thing. It's a positive direction in where we want to see Zambia in the next coming 10, 20 years. It's what we want to see. We don't want to cry all the time to say, oh, why are the Chinese? They're coming here with money. Why? No, 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 no. We have to go to our local banks, and our local banks can give us money to do a project. Money remains in the country, because if I do my project, I'm paid by the government. I go back to my bank and save that money there, and bank that money. Other than an individual or a foreigner, when they're given a project, they go and bank the money outside of the country. You see? So that's my take on that one. Hello.
About very good submissions there, actually. How about we talk to my handsome, lousy husband, Dr. Lisonisa? Your take on APSA coming on board with C.
Yeah. It is a very, very good initiative. Again, this was actually initiated by State House. I remember him meeting the Bankers Association delegation at State House. I followed it. That was about 2 years ago, actually. That's when that meeting took place. The delegation of these bankers went to State House, and he clearly stated to them that he wants to work with them through CEEC, and he clearly told them that he wanted the bankers to support the agriculture. Mainly these loans are going to be agriculture related. Some farming input and stuff like that for the farmers, the small scale farmers. So I remember Ms. telling the president at that time to say yes, they're going to, as an association, and they'll think about offering such type of a credit. They call it a credit window facility, something like that. So yeah, it was initiated by the State House. They approached the association, and then now that meeting that took place, that's now 2 years ago, it's come to fruition in that the bankers, it's not only one bank, by the way, but APSA is the one that has just announced that they have kicked off the credit window facility, they call it, for these agricultural input type of loans. So it's a very good thing. And as my colleague here, Chilufi, has said, it has never happened before. The small scale farmers couldn't access some of these loans. It has always been a cry in Zambia, actually, to access financial loans from these institutions, big institutions. So it's a good thing for the government to help farmers, especially farmers, to access money to grow bigger in their agricultural activities. So yeah, it's a very, very good thing. And I know for a fact that it wasn't one bank that went to State House. So I hope more banks are coming on board other than just APSA. But I still remember that meeting when he called them, and he clearly stated why he called them was to ask them if they could extend their loan facilities to small-scale farmers that do not have collateral for such type of loans, and also that could not afford the high interest rates. So I think they had closed-door meetings and where they agreed on the interest rates. Definitely, the interest rates are lower than the normal loans that you get from these banks. But yeah, kudos to our president, as always.
Right. Well, and we come to the segment in our presentation we call the Rant. So who wants to speak?
Before we go there, I'm sorry, because I dropped off a little bit. Did we talk about the ZCCM IH issue? Mopani?
We spoke about it in detail last week. I mean, is there something new that
That was
everybody has
last week.
missed?
That's fine.
Yeah, we talked about it last week.
We can talk about it now again.
Because
You
the
can talk about it in your
questions
rant.
are, have been, it was a whole week. People have been asking questions. The questions have been coming up.
Yeah, I mean, if you
What
want to
are the
talk
questions
about
we
it, just
answer?
talk about it in your
It's so
rant.
good. It's so good in the mining
No,
sector.
it's not.
Vane, we're
It
almost
is
getting to
not.
the 3-hour mark.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we
We
have to
can
be
have a
cognizant of the
conversation.
people that
Okay.
actually watch the show
Yeah.
afterwards. 3
But
hours
yeah,
is way too
we
much.
can have a conversation for that next week, but we can continue on it. It's not good. Things are not right there.
Oh, yeah.
Transform shares was not done properly. We need to discuss it.
Rant. Let's go to the rant, people. Let's go to the rant. You can rant about it. That's why we have the segment we call the rant. You speak to from your heart, and nobody will disturb you. Who wants to start first? 2 minutes of rant, each one. Let's start with you, Bakazia.
My rant is on the minerals. Minerals, yapwa muzambi okwiba by these foreigners that are coming in without our stake. We need to start looking at how we change the shareholding. We have lost too much at shareholding. These mines are not ours. We may look about them. There is no country that can develop with employment. Employment alone will not happen, especially that Bafola Mkwacha. If probably our people were getting money in dollars, you would know that probably 6, 7 of them can make a cooperative and even diversify in other things which they can do because they will have capital. There is no capital coming to the Zambians. Right now, the miners have even reduced further in terms of what they own. The take home has lost value from what was about $250 to now about $100 per month. This is a miner who goes underground, and then he comes out, you pay him $100, $150, $120. It is unfortunate. These mining industries, they are now making a huge saving out of their annual projections of the labor cost. Because you may find that the $50 million which should have been going to the labor cost, now they only pay $15 million. What happens to the 45 million? The point is the problem comes to 35 million. The problem comes in that they will do production and come and say, oh, bonus, bonus. Meanwhile, it's just from the salaries, the savings that they have acquired through the kwacha appreciation without any touching any of the production figures. We need our miners. If we have to maintain those share values, the miners must get their money in US dollars, not in kwacha. Just like the way the foreign expatriates are getting money in dollars, the Zambian miner, I will be a serious advocate chair going forward, and I will always be talking about it. They deserve their money in the US dollars because there is no business in the mining sector. The entire value chain of the mining sector that is done in kwacha is all done in dollars.
No, but Akazi, I'm failing to understand you. I'm failing to understand you.
What are you failing to understand?
Here's the thing. When you were the PS in labor,
yes, okay? Yes,
these issues should have been raised. Okay?
What makes you think they were not raised?
No, but why are we? Why are you complaining about it now?
I'm not complaining. Listen,
okay?
listen,
look,
it's my rant.
Look, okay, go ahead.
It's my rant. And number two, let me tell you something. I started that project. That process was done. First of all, we need to change the law. The law had taken 8 years. From independence, unique days. That employment code you see has seen all the government. It's only the PF government, like you say, for the first time that the UPND has done something. It's for the first time that the employment law was changed under PF. And that is why you see 2019, that is when that law was changed. Now, when you change, you start to work on substitute legislation and also you start to consultation. You don't just wake up and make a law in 1 month, in 1 week. It will backfire on you. You have to start the consultative process. The process that was started was to consult on making an SI, which is mining sector statutory instrument. The consultative process is started. You can ask the mine workers union there. I was hoping that in the 3 years the UPND has been in government, they should have just picked up that document and finished the consultative process and implemented it. So there are not things that's why government is a going concern. What I didn't do, I started. You can work on it and build your government on that. It's not about me as PS. I started the process, which took for 83 years. Employment of Young Persons and Children's Act was last reviewed in 1933. It was just reviewed when I was appointed as PS and Labor Commission. So there are certain things that are positive that were done. But right now, the industrial base has changed. You see, the economic fundamentals have changed that are driving us to start having a conversation to say, going forward, these mine workers must start getting money in dollars. Is that too much to ask?
No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah, so if it's not too much to ask, then what is your comment to support it? Not the comment to shoot me.
No. But here's the thing. You know, we're not trying to shoot you down or shoot your idea. We need to, first of all, we cannot just lump one idea on one individual or one government. All right, and you cannot just say, okay, let's start paying, you know, our miners in dollars. All of a sudden, it has to be a transition. People need to understand where we're going, where we're coming from. It cannot just happen like overnight. Okay.
But am I saying it should happen overnight?
No. But here's the thing: you're bringing this issue out. You said, okay, why don't we pay our miners in dollars?
Yes.
Okay. Same level as we pay, you know, the expatriates and everybody else. Right. Okay. Fine. Why don't we pay the miners the equivalent of what the contractual money is? So if somebody comes in, they say he's an engineer. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the only problem is this. This is not just a UPND problem.
Why don't we have this discussion behind the scenes? Because we are all beyond the 3 hours.
I have
let the other people continue their rant.
In the back, yes.
All right. How about my handsome doctor? What do you have on your heart today? What's your rant?
My rant is on our education system in Zambia. As a country, I say this because I've been involved in education system for a long time. Since 1993, I've been a professor in a university. Okay, so I'm getting old now. I'm about to retire soon, you know. But I've learned a lot being an educator in post-secondary education, post-secondary institutions. And the new way in which we are doing it here in the developed countries, the way we are doing the collaborative educational systems, I think we as Zambia as a country, we should quickly join into this new trend of institutional collaborations. Right now, I'll tell you that there are what are known as consortia of universities in Europe, consortia of university in US, consortia of universities in Canada, where you come together as a group of universities, and every university has a strength in one field or the other, and students, when they enroll, they'll pick and choose what courses they get based on the strengths of these universities. And at the end of the day, they will graduate from one university where they did most of the courses. This is a very powerful model of education, post-secondary education, in the sense that a student benefits out of so many universities in that degree program, And nowadays, you don't need to be in Zambia to do a course in University of Zambia. You don't need to be in Canada to do a course at University of Ottawa or something like that. You can be anywhere in the world and do that. You benefit, pick and choose the benefits or the good things about every university around, and then you graduate as a better graduate. I think this is the way forward. And I've recently just, I've been a consultant, Bachanda knows. I've just recently joined my university that I'm responsible for here in Puerto Rico, has just joined a consortia of universities in North America, including Harvard and all this type. So universities now are sharing their strengths and giving those strengths to students, so that a student will benefit out of various universities, but to remain registered in one university. This is the way forward. And we need to start thinking like that as University of Zambia. I was just reading an article where our University of Zambia degree now has been downgraded by the universities in the US, in the UK. I think for us to go back to the league, as our president says, we are back on the league, in the league. We need to start working with other. We have strengths at our University of Zambia or Copperbelt University or Lusaka University. We have strengths that other universities admire. And I think it's time for us to start marketing those strengths and come together, join some universities, institutional collaboration or consortia of universities, such that we market our strength. For example, we are very strong in the mining, in the School of Mines. University of Zambia School of Mines is very, very strong. We're one of the best actually on the continent. So we can sell that to other universities that do not have that strength, and then our graduates will benefit from other universities in other areas. So I'm just thinking like that. That I think in the Ministry of Education, our Ministry of Education or Higher Education should start thinking of such things, because this is a trend going on in higher education right now. And the earlier we start thinking of collaborations with other universities, the better. And it's very easy to do. You just have to talk to these people. They come and visit your university, you visit their universities, and then you sign agreements, and students will start, they will enroll in your program, 1 or 2 courses in your program, and I mean your universities, and other courses they pick from other universities. It's very, very, very good. The British system is, like in the UK now, it's huge. So you don't have to just be a University of Liverpool or University of Manchester. You can pick courses from different universities based on their strengths. So that's what just my thinking, and I don't want my country to, and I think my country can easily utilize this type of trend which is going on in higher education. That's my only rant. I was just thinking about it when I was in bed yesterday.
All right, well done. Yeah. As for me, my rant, I mean, the one that I always do every Sundays, but let me talk about Barbara Banda's being awarded the Footballer of the Year by BBC, and then we saw some women groups in the UK protesting against that award, alleging he's a man, or Barbara Banda was a man. People, please, unless you have undressed her to determine she's a man, keep your thoughts to yourself. Let the young lady enjoy her accolades. I mean, people look, all kinds of ways. We have people here that dress like men, but they're women. We have cross dressers. You talk about men that become female. I mean, at the end of it all, we are all humans. Don't come out here and degrade somebody's achievements. There's a reason why the BBC gave her that award. I mean, we all believe she's a woman. I mean, I do. And those who question her, her female word, or however you can call it, go talk to her. Go talk to her and the doctor and the family. You don't just assume because of how somebody look like, and give her and put her in this box. there are millions of young girls across Africa and the world over that are looking into her talent, and they aspire to be her. So stay away from Barbara Banda. She's our national treasure. Um, and of course,
Can I just add to that before you finish? 1 minute only.
go
I
ahead.
don't think did I do my rant? I just jumped into
No. You were coming to you, but yeah, you can definitely close.
1 minute on Barbara. One
Yeah.
minute on Barbara.
Go ahead.
Just want to add to what you say. I agree with you. What you've just said. I think the reason why we're having these so-called developed countries, Britain and British and American people commenting on Barbara, is because they have created a monster in their own countries of this transgender type of group of people. Right now, University of Colorado, I watch sports. Yesterday, they're supposed to be in the finals of the volleyball competition, but they stayed out. They didn't want to participate because the other team had a transgender woman on the team, and he really hits the ball very, very hard. So they have stepped out. The reason is they have created these people so-called you can change gender from male to female, and then you're now female, you're called female. And then they come up with this problem now. How do you treat this person who has changed his gender to female, and then you put them on the female team? And then when they start doing well, then you say, oh my goodness, he's a male after all, but you accepted him as female. So they think that's what has happened to our Barbara. But Barbara was born female. She has a daughter, by the way. She has a daughter back home in Kalingalinga. So
yeah, somebody needs to tell them that.
Yeah. So she has a daughter. It's just that her testosterone levels are a little bit higher. That's fine. We all have different levels of hormones. So for them, they have a real problem. Us, we don't have that type of people who have changed their gender and say, now I'm a man or now I'm a woman, when they actually the other way around. So it's their problem, and they think that that's the way we are in Africa. We are not. We don't do that. Okay, so they are thinking that's what Barbara Banda has done. Barbara Banda has not gone through any of those things that they do in their countries. Okay, so she's just a natural girl. That's it. Only with a little bit higher levels of testosterone in her body. That's it. So that's the thing. So yeah, they think it's their so-called women who were once men. We don't do that in Africa. There's no such a thing. But them, they're thinking that's what Barbara Banda has done.
Right.
No.
That's not the case. What's your rant?
Thank you.
So yeah, my rant. Sorry, I apologize to Bakazi. I just jumped in and disturbed him when he was doing his rant. But look,
it disturbs other people too.
So it's accepted. Anyway, so look, my thought is this: we need to really understand when it comes to a sports education system and agriculture and everything. I think we need to really embrace certain things that not of the norm, but certain things that are outside the box. All right. So when there was a power surge between Zambia and Zimbabwe, you remember that power surge that happened, and the whole country went dark.
Last week, yeah.
Okay. So to me, I was thinking to myself, I was like, why would Zambia, a big country like Zambia, that helped actually to build that dam, that helped Zimbabwe to be independent, that helped Namibia to be independent, that helped South Africa to be independent. Why are we struggling? Okay? We need to start thinking a bit ahead, 100 years, 10, 20, 40, 20 years from now. Okay? If that connection pool is not working for us, what other alternatives do we have for the country? In case something like that happened. Now, you can imagine this. In case there was a war between Zambia and Zimbabwe, and then Zimbabwe say, okay, fine, we're going to be shut off, and then you're not going to operate. And then the whole country is in the dark. Where does that lead us? We need to be above board and say, look, We do not need that tool anymore. We need to start thinking about something else, whether it's nuclear, whether it's a different connection, but we need to start thinking ahead, because I can tell you one thing. Zimbabwe at this point have nothing good to talk about Zambia. Just looking at the engagement that the president had with the Russian president. Okay, it's on the internet. Everybody can go and watch. Right? So it means like anything that's going to happen between Zambia and Zimbabwe, there's no proper interest or no proper a conglomerate whereby you can say, oh, this has happened. Can we do this? There's nothing. Okay, and that's why
I think it's just because of the current regime in Zimbabwe.
Yes, but look at this. Why is every opposition political person rushed to Zimbabwe to seek refuge? And nobody has ever been. Look, aside from Chimba Kamwe, look at JJ Banda. He's still enjoying himself. He was hanging around in Zimbabwe there. He's been there for all this time. He's been in Zimbabwe, hanging around with all Zimbabwe women, But when here in Zambia, it was claimed that he was very critically ill. Okay? To a point whereby he had to be treated in a mount. Can you imagine? He had to jump from the way he was. And you can tell this person he was just faking it. So we need to really, as Zambians, to start really thinking like the relationship between us, between Zimbabwe and Zambia, is no longer where it was. We need to start really thinking about, protecting ourselves, because this current government is a government that has been doing things, the right way. I mean, look, Avena Nanikani, Avena Chishimba Kambwili, he's the person that actually put out a lot of information about Edgar Lungu. He put out a lot of information. Right? But here's the thing. Edgar Lungu, I don't know whether it's doing things like it's a joke or what. He comes on the podium, he's talking about his minister or whatever. Like, he doesn't even know whether he's a male or a female. Like, he's talking like, is this the person that we want to bring back? We want to.
Yes.
It was a little bit. Maybe it was again. Maybe I'd taken some nice drink.
There's nothing like that. There's nothing like that.
No, because look, what if St. Mary's? Who doesn't know that St. Mary's is a female school? St. Mary's is a female school. We want to acquire.
You want to take him finish? Why?
Well, let's just talk about what it is. St. Mary's is a female secondary school.
Let's go to major.
All right. Shall we have this discussion outside? Because I need to cut this out. Not yet beyond. Oh, no. So can I just say, no, London forever.
Yeah.
Whatever the weather.
Why should have a new cast?
Anyway, until next week, we meet sometime, someplace. Thank you for all your comments.
What is happening in one city, Kansh?
And keep the faith.